So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube, and I use spirits and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, amazing viewers. If you guys are new here to this channel, welcome. I hope that this reading resonates for you guys and that you guys subscribe and visit me again. For those of you guys who are returning, I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful that you're here. I can't wait to get into your reading. Today's reading, we'll be taking a look at what it is that you want and how it is that you can get what you want. Okay, so that's the simple way to describe it. Now, the more layered way would be what you think you might want, but what you're actually wanting. So this could give you clarity as to what your soul is really wanting, aside from what you might be thinking is the solution or the desire that you have at hand. Okay, and then how to attain it, meaning how do I align best? Because as we know, we're not doers. So how do I match my energy to that in which I want so that I can open the pathway so I can receive what it is I want? Okay, so these are the decks I'll be using for today's reading. I'll put a link right here for those of you guys who are interested in taking a look at the cards of these decks, energetically charging these cards for future readings. This will be a pick a card reading, and I'll get into the 4 options. And we'll also be doing by sound for those of you guys who are clairaudient and want sound for your picks. So option number 1, we have the Kawaii Tarot and this little yellow monster. Option number 2, we have the OK Tarot and then the purple little monster. Option number 3, we have the Murder of Crows and this green monster. They're like, who are you calling a monster? Option number 4, we have the Tarot del Toro and the pink little monster. Okay, so let me get the sounds ready for you guys, okay? To sort of add another layer here for you guys to pick. I'll be right back. Okay, option number 1 for the Kawaii Tarot. Here's your sound. Option number 2 for the OK Tarot. Here is your sound. All right, option number 3. Here's your sound. Option number 4, here's your sound. All right, so beautiful angels, sit with these 4 options and these 4 piles. Take as long as you need, and I will see you guys at your pick. Pile number 1, you guys picked the Kawaii Tarot and the little yellow monster right here. So we're looking at what it is that you're actually wanting and how it is that you can go about getting what you want, okay? In the simple way, and in the more elaborate way, it may be what you think you want, but what you're actually truly wanting. And then how do you align your energy to that in which you're ready to receive in the right vibration to that in which you're actually wanting, okay? Because as you guys know, we're not doers, so there's nothing you're doing, more so you're matching the frequency in that in which you want, okay? So we're gonna do your spread and take a look at how it comes through and just keep going until we get what it is that we want, okay? So I'm committed to getting you clarity wherever this takes us, okay? But I never know where spirit takes us, and sometimes we're surprised altogether, okay? So if this doesn't resonate, it could be energy around you, okay? And meaning this isn't your desires, and it could be someone around you. Whatever message comes through, keep an open mind, but do not make it be your story. If it's not your story, then it's not your story. Go somewhere else, okay? So clear and concise message for beautiful pile 1. What is it that they're actually wanting? What are they actually wanting? So you can compare this to what you think you want, okay? I might see that in here as well. So we're going to get some perspective here for you, okay? What is it that pile 1 actually wants? What is it that pile 1 actually truly wants? So we have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And the Page of Pentacles sort of came sideways. So I'll leave it like that. And we'll fill this spot here. Okay, clear and concise message. I've got 2. And we'll pull the 3 oracle cards. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1 regarding what it is they actually want. What do they truly want? Can we get clarifying information regarding what pile 1 wants? What are their desires? What are they wanting for themselves? What does pile one want? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Please protect me and pile 1 as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1 and everything involved, everyone involved for the greatest and highest good. Thank you so much to pile 1, your higher self, spirit team, angel guides, ancestors, interdimensional beings, and the beautiful spirit for this active divination. Thank you so much. We're so blessed to be here. Please help me to channel in a way that pile 1 will understand what is being communicated at this time. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so blessed for this reading. What does pile 1 actually want? What do they want? Pile 1 want. Okay, let's see. The Hermit. You're like, I want everyone to just leave me the hell alone. No, okay. Virgo energy. Magician, more Virgo. Gemini energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Swords. And we have the King of Pentacles. More Virgo energy, Taurus, Capricorn. And then we have the Nine of Swords. And we have the Six of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. You guys have 3 knights. Okay, 3 knights. The only knight that's sort of missing is the One of the Cups, which is very passive. Okay, so let's see. We have the what is mine to share with the honeybee, sweetening. And then we have Earth magic with 1. Earth is giving me Virgo energy. I'm also seeing some Aquarius here as well. And some Magician, which is Virgo Gemini. Earth magic. She's barefoot, walking amongst the earth. That's pulled through one of my other readings. Being barefoot here, you might resonate with that. Being really connected to ground and energy. Or you might be an earth sign for sure. Okay, more Aquarius actually is coming through with this Magician. So both of these Magician energies are pulling through strong Aquarius. And then we have the Scarab Beetle, 25 for the number 7. So 7 is all about faith, wisdom, reflection, understanding, spirituality, which is this Hermit. Okay, all of that. Intellect, personal growth, solitude, and metaphysics. So because this deck is fairly unused, although I've had it for some time, I do want to connect to the book here and just see before I channel. Okay, so it says, oh, the night is comforting, blanket of closeness and anonymity. Beneath its veil assured that no prying eyes are near, you venture to your I don't know how to say that, clandestine chambers. Here you tend to your precious jewels, preserving their faint glimmers and shimmers through your polished care. One day these treasures will have their time in the sun, their true beauty on show for all to see. These covert gems are your private pleasures, rubies, sapphires, diamonds, emeralds, skill, passion, dreams, and ambition, all tucked away from interfering eyes and from hands that might take the words, that might question the value of your hoard. The glow-like ambience grows as you imagine the opportunities, admiration, and security this treasure will bring, but always doubt fades your flame. In the light of day, your diamonds could be glass and your rubies stone. What you believe to be valuable may be a fool's gold, so you carefully wrap and hide your gems away, content to wait until you are sure of the worth. Until then, you rehearse for excellence in shadows and solitude. Your unbrailed adventures reveal fantasy and truth. The jewels you hide are keys to your hopes and talents. Bring them to light one by one. Begin with the smallest if you wish. There are many facets which facets were unremarkable in the darkness. Out in the sun, you will see their worth was unfairly assessed. They are greater prizes than you realize. Oh my gosh, I feel like crying reading that. It's very emotional for me to read that about your energy, pile 1. What's under the Hermit? The Devil. Capricorn, lots of earth in your reading here, and Aquarius. So just let me sit here with this. I do want my coffee, I want a wand, and I get organized after starting your reading, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. All right. What it is you truly want. Okay, just give me a bit. Okay, beautiful pile number one. This reading is so beautiful. Like I said, I feel almost like crying here because I do feel a sense of humility and a realness about you. It's so real. Very, very real. And it could be because all this earth energy, you know? I mean, everything's sort of real in its own regard, but it's like a very truthful and raw, you know? And I think this is part of your message, because I do feel like you might feel, okay, to know if this is your message, it's like, am I actually seeing things the way that they are? Am I dreaming that something that could be for me, or that I truly sort of want to have, but I'm fearful that what it is that I want, or what it is that looks good to me, or that is truly calling to me, might be like for someone else, because I might not be ready. It's too good. Is it even what it appears? Am I able to reach that? Is it something that I'm going to get and then it's going to be not what I wanted? Or it's like I'll only get like parts of it, and then it's like, but I truly sort of wanted to explore it, or to fully like sit in that in which I want. But then it's like I have this anticipation about if I were to get this thing, somehow it's like I knew it, you know? It's like I knew it was too good to be true, or I knew that it would not align, or I knew that it would be short-lived in some way. But it's not like pessimism saying like, this thing's going to suck, I'm just going to get it, it's going to fail me. No, it's like, wow, it's so precious, because it's like almost holding like, it's holding your dreams, you know? And it's exactly that. It's like, because when I hold my dream, it's so meaningful. It's my dream. It's my vision. It's my, who knows how long I've been sort of dancing in this universe. But then in the light of day, it's like, who was I kidding, you know? Like a child whose bubble gets burst. And it's like, should I like maintain this dream, you know, or is it more of a heaviness that I carry this dream, and then everything else might be disappointing because I carry this other side that feels more with what I want? So when we see what we want, it like feels good in our dream or in our fantasy, or we could imagine, you know, we can imagine this feeling we'd have, this experience, this life, this enjoyment we could have. And then there's the everyday, and it's like this everyday feels like it's missing that joy, or that extent of that contentment, or that in which I'm really sort of connecting to. And so maybe dream life seems more fulfilling, or the dream we have, the fantasy we have, seems more fulfilling, you know, than that in which I'm actually living. Because that in which I'm actually living is like falling short. So yeah, like this could feel very empty in a way, because it's like I want to make my dreams a reality. I want to manifest my dreams. I want to be the one that's involved in that thing. Like, I don't want to just be on the sidelines watching or fantasizing or pretending that I'm in that world, or that it's something that I could never experience, attain, achieve, get involved with. And I want it now. I want it to be a part of my world. I want to see it. I want to live it. I want to experience it. And I want to be an active participant. You know, I want to be sort of the main character in that thing. And so part of you might know, like, that there's something there. But then the other parts, like, has that other side that I talked about, you know? So I feel like there is a side of you that might really honor divine timing and like understand like the meaning of over time things maybe becoming more solid or more like good things taking time essentially at the end of the day, you know? And I don't think that's your big fear. I feel you want to see something through, like from A to Z. You know, this Ace of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles is the whole pentacle realm. That's that's earth magic. It's all about practical reality. It's like the whole journey from beginning sort of to end, if there is an end, you know, and being a part of this whole thing. And it's like being involved in it and really like exploring yourself. Like, because when we're fully sort of in the dance, then it's like it becomes a real thing. Like every part of me is sort of involved in this thing. I feel you feel really removed from that in which you want. You know, like removed as in it seems far away. It seems like a big dream. It seems like a wish. It seems like it won't happen. Not because you're pessimistic saying, it's not going to happen. But it's like, oh, like real big daydream, a real big wish. And it's like, you know, if only I could sort of experience myself doing it, you know? That sort of an energy. It seems very childlike too, because it's like, hopeful in a way that didn't like just dismiss it as being foolish, but at the same time you're like, reality says it's not here. Reality says I might just be in my mind about this thing, but I'm not actively feeling like I'm a participant in it. So I feel like this thing that you want does seem to be something that upon reflection, you really dream of it, you think of it. It's connected to a deep truth for you at this time, you know? And maybe like, because what I was expecting to see like in this reading was like, you think you're seeing something in one way, and you kind of don't know what's good for you. And so, you know, align your desire. This is like saying, don't doubt like what you're wanting is for you, you know? I feel like maybe your experience has been good things are taken away, or it could be an underlying energy of, it feels so good that I'm sort of don't know if I am and not that you don't deserve it, but you know, when something really seems very too good to be true, it's like, I'm not there yet, or I don't know that I'm in this energy, I'm fully able to receive this good thing. So I might have to be different or do different or know different, or, and it's not true, because you don't have to, reach a certain level of, mastery within yourself to get that. Okay, but there is aligning your energy for sure, and this is why we're doing the reading. And so right now your energy is giving off a dream, a hope, a vision, and it's also giving off, but I'm not there. I got to do more, understand more. How can I do it? You know, so we're coming from the angle of questioning, attaining a thing that's in the distant. And so if we like envision this thing far away or as a dream, it continues to be a dream in a distant, and we keep pushing off that thing over time. I can see it, I can envision it, and like no matter how much you sort of want it, it's like the energy that's carried but it's not here. And in one time I'll be prepared, or I'll know, or I'll, and it's like, no, like if we shift to right here, right now, I'm ready to receive, like I'm really ready to receive this thing. I will receive this. I'm receiving it. Okay, not like in past tense saying one day it's going to come. It's like it's happening now, because what I feel your thing here is it is happening now. It is happening now. You're doing it now, actually. You're not started it. And I feel that's the disconnect. It's like, but where we're at might be just really entry. And entry meaning what? This is a seed. When we have a seed and you look, it's already like in the soil. Do you see anything? You don't know if there's a seed there. You don't know that the tree is going to grow there. You don't know if like a little tiny weed. You don't know if nothing is going to grow there. You have a seed that's there already. And I have a feeling you planted this seed. You did this. You in spirit, of course. I feel this is a very special thing, meaning very tied to your soul. Like special to you. You already know what this thing is because you already planted the seed. But I think the big disconnect, and it was really read in this book, was underneath this soil. Okay, in my own words, what I got from this, why I said it was so emotional. It's like under this soil is the seed that I put with the best of intention, with the biggest of hopes, with the biggest vision of what the seed could possibly be. And then I sort of felt foolish, kind of like I was like a child here. I had the innocence of a child planting the seed because I was sort of envisioning what a lot of people might, now say, like, I don't know, like it's wishful thinking, or the dreams are just like made to hurt you because they don't become reality. Or was I foolish to like envision like this whole thing that's like unattainable, and then I planted the seed and I could just feel foolish. And especially because when I look here to the soil, I'm not seeing what I want to see, or the thing of it in the way that I thought that I would see it. And so we could question it altogether. In fact, we could even dig out the soil, and ruin the seed that's growing here. Because I think this is the stress of this whole thing, or the anxiety of this whole thing, or the worry of this whole thing is this thing gonna even develop, grow, strengthen over time? And what is the fullest potential this thing could be? Because let's say I spent years and years like maintaining this Ace of Pentacle, and then all I got was a 2 Pentacle, or all I got was nothing, like nothing, or all I got was like a 3 Pentacle. Like, it's like wanting to know like the names of the game. It's like I want to know so that I know that what's here is an oak tree, or what's here is solid, or what here matches up with the vision of what I want. Because then if I knew that it was there for sure, then I would water and feed it and know. And then eventually that oak tree would be there. Then it'd be worthy of my time, my effort, my investment, my commitments, my dedications, my full-on involvement, But then I'd be foolish if I got fully involved and did all this stuff. And then it's like, well, look at the nothing that grew here, or look at the weak weed that was here, or it never did anything. And so I think this is where you're losing your motivation or your commitment to it in some way, and it could waver. It's like it's not fully, and it's not that the dream doesn't fully invite you to be excited, but it's like no matter how exciting and how into this dream, or how passionate this dream might seem, or how deep I might want it or feel that it's real, this other side of me, it loses its intensity because it feels either foolish, or it's not seeing it manifest. It's doubting that the seed is growing. And then it says, this voice that says, well, stop trying, or don't keep doing what you're doing here, because it may be nothing. It may not grow. You might just be wasting time. This dream is going to fall flat, you know? So I don't know where the mindset sort of, how this mindset sort of adapted. You know, it could just be human nature that we do this sort of a thing. I feel it does stem sort of deep into maybe a way that you are. Okay. And it's not necessarily saying like, don't be what you are, but it's saying be aware that when you have these doubts, and when you make that part more real than your dream itself, the part that says this won't manifest, this is, I'm just blowing it up, but it's nothing, or something like this. When you do that, it seems as though it is reality, but it's actually going against your dream. It's actually slowing the progress here, because this is a very real thing that will become a reality in the manifest world here. And yes, I think there is this beautiful innocence and this beautiful truth that comes about you, because it's like, if we were to just sort of say like, this is gonna be a thing no matter what, it's like, whoa, we could really crash on that, you know, or we could really be full of arrogance on that. Like, but at the same token, it's like the magic of the universe is real, and your energy is very real. Like, that's not a dream, like a fantasy that your energy doesn't exist. Your energy is real. Your energy exists. Your energy is creating this thing. That's not a fake story. That's not just pretending. And so it's saying your energy could very much create this thing. Your energy very much is a part of this thing. Your energy very much is already watering this thing, investing in this thing. It is very real. And you can hold that energy with humility, with truth, and saying, I am a part of this thing. This dream is real. It's unfolding right now. And this part in which I'm at is the stage in which this dream is at. And it's going to grow. And it's going to reach a state that I know I'm going to be a part of, that's going to be aligned to all that is perfect for me. Now, we don't have to attach to outcome. And this could be the thing. It's like, I don't want to attach to outcome, you know, and it's saying, don't get attached to what the outcome would look like, or even how that outcome would transpire. But you can hold on to, this outcome is going to grow to its fullest potential, wherever that may be, and I'm ready to receive it. I'm ready to receive it. I'm aligned to receive it. And even if this thing appears to be stuck and slow in the 3D world at times, I'm not going to shut my door or my mindset and start doing things different, like dig up the soil to see if the seed's still there, or stop watering it and going outside, because all of a sudden it's like, I still didn't see it. It's been 2 weeks of watering it, you know, and then it was there, but then you killed it because you didn't water it. Now, I don't think you could kill it, but you get the analogy. We stop going out there to water it, or we just say, well, it didn't grow. I have a story about that. We had this pond, this is a long time ago, that we dug up in the backyard, and we bought a bunch of fish. I don't know what kind of fish. They were big fish, koi fish. And then there was like, I don't know, blackfish. I think, well, I don't know if we call them bottom feeder, or if there's such a thing as a bottom feeder. But why you got the name bottom feeder was because we'd go out there and we'd feed the fish and take care of the fish. And then they started dying. And I don't know, maybe because we were young and we didn't know like anything about fish, you know, or how to like, I don't know, like get them alchemized to the environment. And it was so sad. They're beautiful fish. Sorry, it's not to be a sad story, but the one that was the bottom feeder fish, or the dark fish, was there for a bit. We'd see it, and then because the water wasn't all like gross, even though we were trying to like clean the water, but then we just for weeks didn't see that fish. And we just were like, well, what are we putting all this food in here for? Like, whatever is going on here. Like, where did it go? And we're looking around, and even the ones that died, I don't remember this part so much, but I don't know, like if an animal went there and took the fish, or like, where's the body of the fish, It's like every day we'd like go to try to see if there was like bubbles or things going on in there, and we just never seen them. We're like, that's it. Like the animal came, and I'm like, how did the animal go so deep in this pond to get this fish? Because the pond we dug was actually fairly deep. Like we probably shouldn't have gone as deep as we did. But anyway, it was long that we didn't feed it. Like even if it was alive, it should have died because we didn't go out there to feed it because we thought it was dead. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what we were like doing there with the pond, because I think we were, just redoing all the water at one point. And there was the fish, and he was alive at the bottom of the pond, and I felt so bad. I mean, we could have been still feeding it. I thought he was dead. Like, oh my gosh, like all this time and no food. And I'm sure he probably was picking at stuff under there, but it was like, oh my gosh, like to see this thing alive that you already thought was just totally gone, And then by that point, it was like none of the pond was pretty much all gone because he was like underneath. And I think he was like on his last sort of breath. I don't mean this to be a sad story, but it was like, I don't know how much longer, like, or could he had survived like that if we were like always just out there leaving the pond, But it's like we thought something else was going on. I didn't see the fish. I didn't see him down there, the bottom feeder, So I feel like your dream is taking root. I feel as though if you knew for certain your dream was taking root, I think your energy would be different. That's the energy you're being called to maintain. Know that your dream's taking root. Know that you're involved in the process of this dream growing. And know that you'll be shown. And it's okay that at this moment, I don't know what stage it's at. And I still don't know for certain that I'm what I have to do every single moment of this dream. But I do know that in this moment and every moment, the dream is there, the roots are taking place, and I am here beside it, ready to be available to do what it needs in that moment. That's all you need to do, because being present, it's saying you already have everything that this dream is going to need. And sometimes it might need you to be patiently going out there, feeding it, even if you think it's dead, but saying, no, it's alive, I'm feeding it, and that might feel foolish. Like I would have been like, why are we spending money, on feeding this fish? And then thinking like, oh, you're just delusional that the fish is still alive, And that's no one wants to be delusional. No one wants to go do something like this, but it's saying in that moment, that's what it requires. And then you will see the fish sort of coming about. And then maybe at that point in time, it's going to need you to sort of change the water, however, or like pump out some of the algae or whatever it needs you to do. But you have every skill and tool, whatever's required in that moment to work with this dream to make it all that it can be. And I do have a feeling all that it can be is going to be something very, very solid. And it is going to align to that in which you could possibly see, it might not match it exactly what your mind is seeing it as, but the feeling in which it's giving off to you, it's going to be prosperous. It's going to be my future. It's going to be something that feels very solid for me. It feels very grounded and backed by comfort, and it's going to become like your King of Pentacles, your legacy, maybe your financial wealth, your stability, your comfort, your something you really rely on. And I don't know, it just feels very beautiful and connected to you, you know, and it feels like a practical dream, whatever this is. Very, very realistic, you know. I don't think you're wishing for something that can't be realistic for you. It feels very, very much realistic here, very much so. And it's actually more beautiful maybe than you allow yourself to finally like accept, you know, that this thing is as beautiful as you're envisioning for you. And so it's really suggesting, like, how do you maintain this energy? Like, don't put it off as a dream only that's far away, that's unattainable, that you can't reach, that still hasn't been planted, that's out there, that you just sort of think about, pray about, see as a hope. No, it's like, no, in this moment, I've planted this. In this moment, I have everything that I need to keep this dream going. And no matter what stage it's at, I'm already in motion, and I'm going to be consistent, and I'm going to be engaged in this dream unfolding exactly as it should, and that the universe won't let me down, because this is totally dancing with the universe and knowing that you are an active participant in what it requires here. Don't give in to the doubt, you know, and if we do experience external things that might seem to threaten it, and I don't know what this is, because I do feel like the devil does not feel like it's part of your energy. Like, of course, if we keep like pushing a dream out to the future, it could be devilly, you know, could be like a, what's that called? A deep rooted sort of a thing we need to sit with that says I'm not good enough for my dream. And so I don't ever sort of allow myself to have it because it's always too good to be true. I don't necessarily feel that's your energy, but if that is, it's just saying, be aware that if you have that, then you'll keep sabotaging it, even if it's under your nose. You'll say, oh, but I don't think this is it. I think this devil comes in form of you experiencing, I don't know if it's people, threats, other external things you cannot control. And it's like, this makes so much sense. Is this external things that aren't aligned with that vision, could they take it away? Could it compromise it? Could it threaten it? Could it become the demise of it? Could it be so powerful that it takes the root out? You know, it's like planting something and then like going to sleep and thinking, man, the squirrels or the raccoons are gonna eat my plant, you know? And you're right, you're inside and out there, your plant, even if it's like a little sprout, might be eaten by the wildlife, or you know, or I don't know, or like the neighborhood children, like they always play in your yard, they may trample it, or like there's something you're sort of up against, you know. And so it's almost like this is the energy of like doing so much that you can to protect that dream from being trampled, or like from this external thing, which you can't control, by the way. And so I feel there's a lot of energy invested here in like trying to like protect it, you know. Could be very exhausting, and that could be the thing, is like it's exhausting to, like, let's say I don't know, like you have to come up with ways that you cover up that area so the animals don't get in. And then it's like, well, then you don't want to make something so flashy because then the neighborhood children are going to be drawn to it and like pick it apart. And then it's like all this effort in a way here, you know, for this thing that's there's something going on over here. And so Spirit is saying you cannot control the external challenges. And I feel like all you're being asked to do is really maintain the truth of the vision, of the dream in which you are holding. And if it becomes disproportionate towards the upkeeping of this thing, it doesn't make it worth it, you know, because no matter how beautiful this dream is, okay, I see the dilemma here for sure. This is going to be interesting. I see the dilemma because it's like, I think, you know, if this thing were to like unfold in this beautiful way, which I don't think you doubt, it's like, but the doubt comes here because it feels like it's definitely could be threatened by this very real thing. Now, this always says that the anticipation and the worry is much more the thing that causes the danger than the actual danger itself. But I see the devil, and I think you see the devil too, you know, obviously a metaphor. And if you were to see a devil and just be like, no, I don't see it, that would be denial. And I'm like, fucking devil, you know, I see that raccoon out there. I see that bunny, you know, eating the leaves. Like, I see it. It's right there. And that's counterproductive to this thing. And then it becomes, if every night I have to look out my window and shoo the raccoon and shoo the bunny, or like keep buying like protective material to keep the animals out, and then they like find a way and they ruin that, and then I gotta go back and buy more stuff. And it's like, at a certain point, it's like, what outweighs its value here? Because if every day, like I said, I'm feeding this fish, not knowing, and then it's like, oh, I have this $1,000 bill by the end of the year and I still never saw the fish. Like, at some point you're gonna have to outweigh your investment here. And I think this is what you're worried about, that there's something that you're feeding into. And this devil is very real. I think you're having a huge impact on this devil. You know, however this metaphor goes, and everyone's going to have a different story. You really are. Like, bigger than you think here. Now, I'm not going to tell you that this devil isn't impacting this thing, because it's clearly you're seeing and experiencing this thing. And I think that there is an aggravation in all of this energy that's expended in trying to work with this thing. That's like, what is mine to share? I think we need to see some more. We do. Yeah. Let's see. So for sure, the message though here would be, if your energy is more spent like watching the bunnies, buying the material, and like this dream is still, you know, it's like, is it worth all this stress? I don't know. I feel like giving up on this dream, you know? This is exactly what it seems like. So all of that buildup, just to agree with you, because I'm not saying give up on your dream, but I see exactly the dilemma here. Okay, so now we're going to ask then, what do we do about this devil? Like, how do we align ourselves in with what is real so that we can do it? I have a feeling that your A to Z, your pentacle to the King of Pentacle, is involving this devil in a way that you might have not have seen the devil, because I feel like you're really impacting this devil. You're coming through as the Hermit, which is a spiritual guide. You know, spiritual guide. Very, very spiritually wise. So let's see. Spirit for pile one. How can they align themselves with that in which they want when it comes to how they're currently experiencing the devil or the hang-ups or the interference that is very real in regards to this manifestation? How could they align themselves better? What can they do right here, right now, to align to the dream? What could pile one do right now to align to the dream? What are they being called to do? I have a feeling it's like really like this trust, you know, without knowing, because I didn't know. Like, there was no way to know that fish was under there. It was too murky. I couldn't see the water at all, you know? It's like, there's no way. There's no way I would have known. So I do feel there's something about blind trust, you know, and we hate this blind trusting, but we'll see. There's you again, Hermit, beautiful, beautiful guiding light, Virgo energy. What is pile 1 being asked to do? You guys might want to also look up the spiritual meaning behind the scare beetle, but I am getting like a lot of abundance, a lot of luck. I'm also getting lots of ancestral sort of power, which could reflect in this Hermit, you know, because it's like what I've been gifted by my ancestors in regards to my spiritual abilities, especially with the magician, because I'm getting something very magical about that magician. He's not just like a magician that is of the 3D practical world that can use the 3D stuff. I'm getting a higher spiritual magician that might be very blessed and gifted with powers from the ancestors. So whatever this is requiring you to do, I do feel you have the capacity to do it, okay? But I don't feel it's just like anyone just would understand it in a way here or could do it, because I think you hold something that's unique to you. Okay. I hope this is making sense. Yeah, and their magician 1 again. Okay. All right. I don't know why I have so much anticipation. We have the Tower. Under the Tower, we have the 9 Pentacles. Okay. 10 of Cups in the reverse. Ace of Wands in the reverse. 2 of Wands. Hermit. The 6th Pentacle again. The 10 Swords in the reverse. You guys got 2 10s. 10s are all about completions and ends of cycles. It's also about the transformation. Wheel of Fortune, which is the universe. Things out of your hands and out of your control. And 10 is also Sun, which is about clarity and joy and ultimate sort of happiness, which you got with the 10 of Cups, which is ultimate happiness. But this could be polar opposite energy. 10 Swords, but it is in the reverse. Okay. Wow. 9 Pentacle, what's under 9 Pentacles? 7 Swords in the reverse. Let's see. Just give me a moment here, okay? This is a very profound, deep reading that's pulling through here energetically. Okay. The message, though, is very clear. It is about a trust here. It really is, you know? But it's not just like blind hope in some way. It's saying, and you'll know because you'll resonate with this, that there are moments in time when it comes to this dream that presents itself with the opportunity in front of you. And when there's an opportunity in front of you, there's always a decision to be made. That's in your hands. So when there are times where you feel like there's nothing you can do, there's no decision to be made. Let's say it's like, I have to sleep at least 8 hours because I work tomorrow and I can't be at the window looking at the raccoon. Valid. That is you feeling like it got stripped from you. And Spirit is saying, don't feel like at that time you have to sit at that window. And know that when you are able to sit at that window, I hope this makes sense. When you are able to sit at that window, when you are dedicated to go out there and rejig the fence so that the raccoon can go out or not come in, or when you can, like, it's not saying wait at the window, but it's saying, you know, have a routine. When the moments come where you are able to make decisions, where you are able to get choices, it will present itself to you. You are making the right ones. Trust yourself. Okay, and Spirit, of course, because you're the Hermit, so Spirit's living through you. Because I think you have the ability, the know-how, and you know what it's going to sort of take in that moment to choose the thing in which is going to be for this manifestation, even if everything, the devil, the stuff you can't control, is happening there and it feels out of your control. It feels like it could rob you of this thing, and it's saying, no, it's not going to rob you of this thing. It cannot. What's for you is going to come to you. Do what you can do. But this would require you being obviously in the present moment. Because if I was to say that fish analogy again that I gave you of that bottom feeder fish, what I did was just write it off, because it was like out of my hands, which it was. But it's like there were times then when I was like, but what if he was in there? And then I'm just like, nah. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just go out there and feed him fish, or feed him fish food. I'm not going to make myself broke and constantly like, I'm going to dig up all my whole yard. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to like, yes, you could do that, but it's saying don't overextend yourself. It's just you'll be given in the present moment choices. Okay. And don't think, oh, if I choose the wrong one at that time, it's all over. It's like, no, Spirit's trusting you. Spirit is saying you really have the ability here when options come in front of you, opportunity to choose. It's like always choose to believe in that and the dream of investing towards it, because it is something that is going to manifest and be finally sort of given to you when it is able to get to wherever Spirit knows, like its final form, or it's going to pay it forward. Okay, so what I feel is happening here is like whatever is not for the highest truth and alignment of the dream or of your vision, if it's like I said, devil things, sabotage things that are like appearing like really against it. I don't know how to word this thing, but you'll know because there does seem to be this external factor. It's saying that external factor can't touch your dream. It's going to be very, look, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, which is beautiful here. Okay, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but this is giving me the 7 swords in the reverse, because I feel like what you're dealing with is like, this is all about someone who is underhanded, or who is like more sneaky than truthful or deceptive, but then it's like it gets revealed. It gets aligned. The truth is seen, just like my fish was alive at the bottom of the thing. So the deception or the cloud of distortion was that he was dead. Haven't seen him in weeks. That's a big threat and a big fear. He's dead. It's like, no, he was alive. The truth was seen. So I feel like you're dealing with something that isn't seen. It's casting this fear. It's maybe even doubling down on this story of pretend, because the Queen of Wands could be like wearing a mask of deception, pretending to be one thing, but it's really another, But why I said beautiful was because I feel like you have the ability to maintain the energy, like I said, the vibration that can hold the core truth, because the Queen of Wands doesn't chase, she attracts. She doesn't, like I said, like stay up all night watching raccoons and going out there with, a stick to shoo it away. It's like she is just able to stay centered and manifest her manifestations. And then when decisions arise, she chooses, but she doesn't choose out of fear. She doesn't choose out of neediness. She doesn't choose out of anticipation or anxiety. And so I say, maintain that. Spirit says, maintain that. But the devil thing, the untrue thing, the thing that's actually not as it seems, I don't know, slippery snake, the thing that seems to be the threats to the dream, the person that's a threat to the dream, the lie that seems to be always sort of coming about, but isn't necessarily a lie, because I don't think it's a lie. It's a energy that goes counter against your dream. I don't know how else to word this thing. Okay. So what it's talking about here is the truth stands on its own. Like we always say, there is the truth that cannot be taken away because something's more powerful than the truth. The truth remains, but all that can get in the way, meaning like be in between us and that truth, is like lies, illusions, distortions, untruths. And then it's like, I can't get to that truth, but the truth is never impacted. That truth is always, always, always there. And so this thing has no power over the truth, and it will eventually fall away. To that in which is standing is the truth. Okay, and so what I feel is your ability, your unwavering commitment, your maintaining of this solid truth, your understanding that any distortion, anything that's sort of appearing like a threat, that it's not. It's like, no, it's not a threat. It's just sort of trying to do what it's doing. It can't impede on the truth. It will eventually fall away. It'll eventually be seen for what it is. It will eventually, just naturally dissipate, or like it'll catch itself in a lie. It has no power over the bearing of this manifestation. But I have the ability to have the power over the manifestation, because if I don't go and feed that fish, if I don't go and do that, then yes, the dream could fall flat, or then yes, it could be at a threat. But this thing is not the threat. So it's saying nothing's a threat here. Your energy is the threat. That's it, because if I went out there to feed the fish and did the thing and believed in it, it's like, don't worry about the foxes and the bunnies. And because I really thought like a wild animal went there, and that's valid. There's wild animals out there. They ate the fish. So that's this. It's like, does that mean there weren't any wild animals? No, they were, but it had nothing to do with it. No wild animal got to that fish. There was no threat that happened there, but it was very real, because I thought the birds came and ate it, or the something came, And in my mind, I thought it was. And then it morphed my decisions from that, because I believed the illusion. But the truth was always that the fish was there. The truth was that the fish does need to eat. The truth is that the power was within me to go out there to feed that fish. And if I maintained that relationship with the fish and me, fish and me, fish and me, but I wasn't like birds, foxes, bunnies, I got to do da-da-da, and then be like, oh, I guess the fox ate it. I guess it's dead, And then we just give up on that dream, saying, well, I guess the fish was meant to die, or whatever. And it's like accepting the end of something, accepting the death of it, accepting the defeat of it. And it's like, no, don't accept the defeat of this thing. Of course, if you still want it. This is only if you want it, because you might be very tired. And you might think, is it worth the investment? And it's like, not if you keep, like, if you really believe that the fox and the fish, then yeah, you're right. It won't be worth the investment, because you're gonna like spend a lot of time in the 9 swords that you're in. And a devil is very draining, and it's has its weight on you. But when you see that devil for what it is, when you see beyond the illusion of it, when you know that it doesn't stand in truth, when there's a weak spot to this thing, that the other main thing that you need to do and focus on here is within your hands, then there's no way that this dream can't be a thing. It manifests as a very solid thing here for you. Okay? But I do feel this feels very real to you, because it is an experience you're having, but it doesn't impact the dream. It doesn't do anything to it. Only you. I hope this is sort of coming out in a way that you're understanding, because I can see it. I can understand what Spirit's telling you, to sort of how to manage this thing. Yeah. So all you got to worry about, if you even need to worry at all, is when you start to believe that this thing has more power and that it's going to threaten your dream. And then you make this thing the priority. And it doesn't mean then all of a sudden it can. It means then you've spent too much energy in that you forgot about the other side. And the other side is the thing that needs your energy. Otherwise, then you're not choosing to feed the fish, the thing that it actually needs. It's like, know where your energy is invested. Is it in keeping the distortion, or is it in keeping the truth of it, even if you don't see the seed, even if you don't know that the bottom fish is there? I hope this makes sense. I'm trying to word it in ways that you understand, okay? And then that you'll find out, like you will. It's not you'll forever never see the bottom of the fish. You just keep feeding it. It's like, no, that in which you'll find out, like, oh, there was never any eagle out here stealing fish. There was no fox threat, even though I saw many foxes. Like, the fish was okay. I see that. I know this now. You'll see it, you'll know it, and then you'll understand your power and be like, wow, I'm so glad that given every opportunity, I maintained true to that dream. I chose what I could to align to it, and nobody else could remove that from me, and that I didn't give more to the illusion, you know? And I feel this takes a lot of this energy that I talked about here that I think is very special to you, because it does require you to do this. I don't know what this is, because it's unique to your situation, your dream, and your ability, that I don't think is just your run of the mill, you know? Utilize on that, lean on that, and lean on spirit here, because then I think you'll really truly see, you know, beyond this. Yeah. So pile number 1. Wow. Quite the reading. I hope this helped you. I love you very much, and I will see you at the next one. All right. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. You guys picked the OK Tarot and the little purple monster. And we're looking at what it is that you truly want, and how it is that you can get what it is that you want in the most simple way. Now, in other words, in a more layered way, it's like, what do you think that you're actually wanting, but what is the truth in regards to what your soul wants for real, you know? Because sometimes our mind might see it in a way, but we truly want something else, or it's much more nuanced. And then, since we're not doers, and there's not something you can sort of attain as a doing, it's like, what energy do I need to encompass in order to vibrate in a way that allows this thing to come into my life so I can receive it, align to it, vibrate in that same energy frequency so that I can manifest this thing. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. But let's see. We'll ask Spirit first to take a look, and however this comes through, we won't stop until we sort of get to the bottom of what this is all about here, okay? Let's look at what it is that pile 2 truly wants. Now, I don't know how much of what you're not wanting is going to come through here. It's going to be what you want. And so what you got to do is just look at what you're holding in your mind as to what you want, and then compare it to this thing that you truly want and see, oh, okay, maybe this is what I really want. Okay, I hope this makes sense. This is to provide clarity to you so you know exactly what you want. Now, don't let it force feed you into what you want. You'll know if it resonates with what you truly want. Okay, and then how to line up to it. So what does pile 2 actually truly want? Now, if this isn't your energy, this could definitely be energy around you. Keep an open mind. Spirit is providing you with information to give you clarity in your current situation, circumstance, okay? Up to you to apply this energy as you see fit to your unique situation, circumstances. Pile 2, what do they actually want? What does pile 2 actually want? Is that 3? No, it's 2. What does pile number 2 actually want for themselves? And what are their truest desires? Clear and concise message. For the greatest and highest good of pile 2, please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message. For the greatest and highest good, pile 2, I'd like to thank your higher self, your spirit team, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, and of course, spirit for this act of divination. Thank you so much. Please help me to channel in a way pile 2 will understand what is being communicated. For the greatest and highest good of pile 2 and everyone involved in this energy exchange. What is it that pile 2 actually wants? Now, we might get how you can attain it here as well, but we need to know what it is you want first before we align to it. What do you want? What does pile 2 want? Truly want? Can we get clarity around their desires? Okay. 4 swords. Knight of Swords in the reverse. I just read, I want this person to leave me alone. Okay. I want this person to leave me alone. Galago. It looks like a koala. I don't know. Is a koala a galago? And then we have the number 1. Let's read the book, okay? Because this deck I don't use very often, and I'd like to see. It says, darkness be thy playground. There may be an earthen path that requires no more than one steady footfall ahead of another to make it through this darkness, if it exists at all. It was lost along with the light. You can stumble through a ground maze until you chance across it, or you can say farewell to two-dimensional progress. Don your night goggles, oil your joints, and bound upward to transform the night forest into your playground. Your pinpointed location may seem unchanged, but your new height will transform your world completely. Wow. As you adjust your sights to the changing light, a clear course emerges. The way is not straight and narrow, but a three-dimensional crisscross of accents. Leaps, drops, sidesteps, and scurries, punctuated by stillness and pause. In these quiet moments, taken at the peaks of your journey, you survey the surroundings and plot the next sequence from each branch, trunk, and cluster to the next. You rest, observe, and ponder, itchy nose, so that when a pipe, not as strong as expected, snaps under your weight, you have the momentum, flexibility, and reach to land safely on another. The darkness obscures all that lies beneath you, but you leap with faith in yourself, knowing that with each firm hold, you already have the impetus to reach for the next. When you fall, it is always forward. When you come to the ground, it is nimble from the lowest of the branches, and you are soon scooting up the nearest rise to your elevated perspective once more. Your progress may be swift and surprising, but never panicked or erratic. The steam-filled canopy provides safe holds where you can catch your breath and carefully consider your next series of moves. Holy. I'm tired. That sounds like a jungle gym, especially if you're old. All right, I'm just really tired all of a sudden. So it says, travel light. To keep your hands and mind free, you may feel you are leaving something behind, be it an ability, an interest, a friendship, an opportunity, or a part of yourself. However, it is not abandoned, but parked. You'll be able to swing back and pick up what you left off once you have explored your new surroundings, somewhere amidst your backs and forths and ups and downs. You join a network of night navigators, softly and effortlessly helping others through their own darkness. Interesting energy. Interesting. We'll see how it plays out. Is a galago a type of animal here? It looks like it looks like it's on bamboo, but it's on a pipe here. Maybe look up this animal, Galago, and see if there's a spiritual meaning behind it. But anyway, let's keep going. Okay, so we have the star. Wow, Aquarius energy. This is all about our dreams, our vision, hope, aligning with a future that is in line with our destiny. Okay, and then we have exposed and revealed, 21. Getting Pisces energy and Aquarius. Okay. 3 swords in the reverse. 3 of cups in the reverse. Wow, look at this. 3, 3, 3. You guys might be seeing triple threes. 33 is a master number. Reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, joy, and harmony. 3 is all about growth, relationships, which is this 3 of cups. And this talked about community in some way. Others sort of on the same sort of exploration path. So there does seem to be people involved here, okay? Relationships, initial success. 3 is that of communication, self-expression, groups, fun. Okay. Page of Swords in the reverse. Knight of Swords in the reverse. 4 swords, 3 swords, lots of sword energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Probably more of this Aquarius energy, if anything. Empress in the reverse. More 3 energy. 3, 3, 3, 3. Divine Feminine. Taurus, Libra energy. Pisces energy. Okay. Page of Cups in the reverse. 2 pages. Pages could talk about childhood. Pages could talk about new beginnings, which is this one again. Pages also talk about communication, but it could be with all this sword energy, just something we're thinking rather than something we're saying, because it's in the reverse here. Page of Swords, Page of Cups in the reverse, Empress in the reverse. Okay. 9 of Cups. Is this 9 or 8? 8. 8 of Cups in the reverse. Wow. Okay. Cups and Swords. And then we have the Page of Wands. More pages. Holy fricker-fracker. So this page is about exploring. It's full of wonder. It's it could talk about travel as well. Like having the confidence and the curiosity to explore without holding oneself sort of back here. But the Page of Swords is in reverse. So a lack of understanding. And then the Page of Cups in reverse. So the Cups is about creativity. It's her innocence here. Lots of page, lots of childlike energy. Okay, let me really sit here with this, the Death in the reverse, Scorpio energy. Okay, this might take me a bit because I don't know what the heck. Exposed and revealed. But look at this person in fetal position here. Can you see it? It's kind of giving me this energy. It's like, you know, fetal position is like a baby, but like a child. It could be the inner child sort of. You know, when we do that, it's like it's a response. Because they say adults, when they go through therapy, if they are exposed to the same trauma or the threat, that when they were a child, their body will automatically sort of go into fetal position so that they could feel safe. Something's happening here. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh my goodness. You guys, I don't know if this is your energy, you know. I do read it through here a lot though, so it could be you, but maybe it's just someone you're dealing with and it's a clear understanding here of what's going on with this person's wanting. Okay, but it could be you and you're just here sort of peeking from the bushes. I don't know. Or not in the bush, but anyway. Okay, grab your water, your tea. I probably should have only done 3 piles today. We'll see. So I'm going to say this energy because I don't necessarily feel it's your energy, okay? But it could be. I just don't like to say it to you if that's not how it channels, because then I switch it on you. This person, I feel, has had a very difficult experience. Whether they remember it or not is irrelevant. Okay, so that's very important, especially if this is your energy, because sometimes we'll have a difficult experience and then not think it's difficult at all because we feel fine by it. We let it go. It doesn't impact me. It's over and done with. I'm an adult now and there goes my email. So I let it go. But we don't know the impact it's having really at the end of the day. And this isn't to like over dramatize. This is like saying when we are gone through trauma, and trauma doesn't have to be one big thing that happened to me. Trauma can happen over a period of time. Neglect, an upbringing over time where we were silenced or we weren't allowed to express or we were shut down or whatever over time. Our agency sort of got stripped, or the only way to protect ourselves was our body's nervous system, whatever it did to get by. And now that we have all the power in the world, those habits, those traits are ingrained. Okay, so how you'll know this energy that I'm talking about is because I do feel at this point in time it's impeding with something this person truly wants. I think this person really wants to explore something. And for all of you guys, it is unique to this person. They know that there is a door open It's definitely a door open, an opportunity. And I do feel it's impacting all of their world. Going through this door would change this person's life completely. So I think and there goes my email. So it might impact every aspect of this person's world. It could. It definitely could, but it does require this person to be in game with it, to explore, to go down that path. It's like knowing that there's an opportunity, and if we never go down that path, we won't dance with it. We won't welcome it. We won't see what happens. But the energy over here is like, I really, 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 really desire to. I know it's there to be explored. So it's not something that I'm like saying, no way, Jose. But physically and mentally and what I've experienced doesn't allow me to just be this like free person that's just going to go and explore it. I wish I could, but there's something bigger going on here. And what this person really thinks they want is to go explore the thing, which they do. But they're really just focused on, I guess, like why, like I got to get into the energy of this Page of Wands. Like it's me. I gotta harness this energy. Like, and that is true because that's what they want. They want to explore it. They want to be free. They want to have adventure. They know that going down this path would shift their world in many ways. But there's a big question mark here as to, well, then how come I can't just be like this? I obviously have something going on here. And it's saying yes, but what this person has going on here is really deeply rooted in something that isn't allowing this person to shift into this energy as easily as maybe they think that they should. Because I do feel like there's a knowing, and there's a desire, and there is a vision of where they're being called and what feels aligned. And it's different than that in which they're experiencing and where they're at. But where they're at seems to have more hold. The energy that they're in, the world that they're sort of doing, is seems like it has a hold on this person. But actually, this person has a hold of this world. And it's not because they like it, so they cling to staying there because it's so good. I just want to stay here. I don't want to change. I don't want. It's like, no, it's not that they don't want. In fact, they do want. But then why am I here in this world with I don't know how to get there? I don't know how to get there, I don't know. I don't understand. I'm just like catching myself in this like other world that's not doing it. It could be very exhausting. It could be very like one thing after another thing, and it still doesn't seem to be getting me to the energy that I want to be in. I think what's happening here, so I'm just really reading as this unfolds, okay? And we'll answer any pockets of gaps here as to keep it true to what it was that I wanted to channel here. But what I'm getting is like there are people involved. So I'm getting sort of two things, and they could be happening, or they could be relevant, is what I mean to say, in all instances here, or one of these might be relevant. There's people in the environment and or / the people of the past environment, and that could be one and the same. Okay, friends and family, environment that surrounded me, that I maybe spent more time with. They had an impact here, or having an impact here. And it's not for towards the new. So I do feel, because what I was talking about, what this person experienced in the past, and it was coming through his childhood, which is very, very much a real thing. The family's energy that sort of bleeds through what I am doing and what I do choose, even if I'm no longer around that family, or those people are no longer sort of surrounding me. Okay, but it's already had its impact. And or they're still around, or there's new people also which is now my family or which are now surrounding me, but it's still not aligned with the new. I feel like this energy is misunderstood in the environment that it's in. And I feel like there is a lot of experience of the past, like I say, childhood, that is needing to be really sort of seen for what it is, because it's created this energy of a block to one's own self-worth and value and what they deserve. And so therefore I'll stay small, or I'll stay misaligned, or I'll stay under a belief system that where I have to be, or what is there is like what is still me, or what's required of me, or something like this. But the misalignment still exists. And it's like I'm dissatisfied this feels really because we could just say, if you're dissatisfied, leave your environment, and I don't feel is this easy for this person, and they might not realize why. I don't think they understand. They might think it has something to do with that environment at face value, whatever their reason being. And it's like, there's something very deep here that's ingrained in this person that has to sort of be really looked at. And it sits within this value of what being able to receive love, being able to give love. And it stems from self, and it stems from a healthy sense of self-value and others sort of valuing me. But I got to sort of value myself. I got to see my full worth and my abundance before I can go explore abundance elsewhere. I feel like there is more of this like survival nature in this person. So it could be, all I want is to like find a neutral peace rather than maybe pain, It's like the bar sort of low, because when we have experienced tension or misalignment, it's like, then I'll just sort of not involved in that tension, not involved in those conflicts, not involved in that which feels whatever, like makes me feel out, makes me feel, and then that's their focus, is like just getting away from that. But it's like, no, there's more than just getting away. There's like not only getting away, but then surrounding ourselves with love, then experiencing like this other beautiful world. And I think that's what this person might not necessarily understand or see that is possible for them. It's like just getting out of a discomfort, or not engaging in the discomfort, or sitting with things that are challenging because we don't want to be there. That's one thing. But that just being neutral isn't to the extent of the happiness here, because this stems from thinking we're not deserving of truly feeling emotionally satisfied, truly like being in the presence of love, And it's like, well, I don't know what I don't know. And so I don't know that this person truly knows like their value, truly understands what it could feel like emotionally to be fulfilled by the people around them and supported and understood. So now my goal is just to not experience misalignments, to not, it's like what I don't want to experience. I don't want to experience betrayal. I don't want to experience an uncomfortable environment with people who just betray me, don't understand me, they create my suffering, they're exhausting. And so that will sort of be my focus, but it's like shutting it out. And it's like, yes, you have the rights to remove what isn't aligned. But beyond that, I know I'm repeating myself in many different ways, just so the person can hear this. But beyond that, what's wrong with the dreaming about then getting aligned with that? But I feel like I've been hurt so much here, or I can't even fathom that there would be a community that understands me, or where I could find belonging, or even trust that other people could not disappoint me or let me down. So this seems to be like someone who experienced betrayal, at one level or another. And like I did talk about childhood here, so it could be gone through divorce, or seen like the downside of what can happen when you can't trust another, or where you're disappointed by others in your world or family. And it's like, so now I don't live under a rock, so I do know about belonging. But the only way I know of belonging and of alignment is through a dream space, is through a fantasy space. And then I just sort of see it. I see it when I dream. I see it but I don't partake in it or know how to go about partaking in it. But I want. But I just feel like I'm not there. I can't just pretend that I'm all excited and open and can be vulnerable and experience a trap or experience walking into something like this. But it doesn't mean that I can't dream of how good it could feel, but it would come with me then opening the door to being disappointed. So I feel there's many things going on with this person. They want happiness. They want to experience giving and receiving love in a way here that makes them feel good. At the end of the day, who doesn't want this, But they might really see it as what it's requiring me to do at this point in my time. It's like what I'm not capable of doing, or see myself like wanting, because I don't want to necessarily put myself out there. And it's not that they have to, it's that they have to go back to release and look at something here that's creating this. I don't necessarily know what the right word is, but it's creating this inability for this person to move to the next step. There's too much experience of the past here that is more alive in them, that is more real in them, that it's dictating their moves right here, right now in this opportunity. And so we're really getting into like, what can they do, which we'll do another round. What can they do about this real pain, And there's many roads we can go down. If we don't deal with the trauma or review the thing that happened, like the truth about when my parents did divorce, or when I went through a separation, or when I was betrayed, or when someone betrayed my trust, or when I was let down, or when I was misunderstood, or when a group of people sort of backstabbed me, or a friend, backstabbed me or betrayed me or misunderstood me or made me feel alone, whatever this alone in this feeling. And we might have to go back there only to release it, because our own energy is tied to that. And it's imprisoned here. And it's saying there's a part of self here that needs to harness its core again, which is the self that is deserving of love, that knows its worth, that can connect to this. Because once we're connected to this, we're no longer sort of projecting onto the other as having power over my love and my happiness and my exposability, if you will. But when I'm like this, it's like I'm standing kind of weak here. And so anyone can just like crack me open with like saying something, doing something that feels threatening to me. I could be easily threatened when I'm in a reverse Empress. The betrayal will feel like 10 times harder, and like it'll be like these realities I'm experiencing, and it's like a reflection of me, and but it's like when we're like this, it's like when others are sort of doing whatever they do, it never rocks the core or the foundation, regardless of what that person, is is doing, but it's not about what that person is doing. It's about allowing oneself to experience, even entertaining the possibility of something. That's the biggest key here. I feel like this person isn't allowing themselves to experience a possibility of what could be for them. Doesn't mean they don't want it. They're dreaming of it. They can envision something like this. They can truly even really feel it, but it doesn't allow them to move beyond this because of what had happened to them. So there does need to be a release of that thing. And how would they release this thing? Because now we're going to ask about what they can do to align with this. Because I feel they want it. I feel that there's an inability to even entertain or explore it because the past has so much weight here. The fear of the thing that happened ingrained in me that it's handicapping my ability to entertain even something that remotely looks the same or puts me in the same position. Because I had to crawl through finding my way to find some form of protection, which might have taken long. And I remember what that was like. And I remember how I felt. And I remember it being like this or like that, or remember being alone, or remember not having the support I needed, or remember how long it took me to just even gain my bearings. And now I clutch to that in which I have, even though it's exhausting. And so right when I put your cards down, remember I said I want people to leave me alone. That's kind of what I said here. But it's like, it's coming through again, but now I get the undertone beneath it. Because it's like if nobody else out there could impact my world at all, then I feel I can control myself without feeling sort of threatened that at any point someone can pull the rug. So this is someone who really needed stability and security at a point in time where the rug got pulled. So now I'm always on the lookout that the rug is going to get pulled. It's going to get pulled. So I might as well not even allow myself to be in the position of a rug getting pulled at all costs here. And now something's happened that I see, or at least I envision, but I can't even put myself there because the rug getting pulled is very real. Okay? So I think I put that sort of around. Now, what is coming through is maybe the thing that we're needing to confront and see is like we're misaligned looking out to what we want, which is nothing wrong with looking at what we want, but it's like in order to bridge the getting there, we have to go back to see something, to release something, to acknowledge something, to maybe work the muscle of something so that we could be like this. So I don't know what people we need to release, what circumstance we need to release, acknowledge, or what energy we need to feed, but there's something of this that I think you're being called to confront, okay? So you, this person, whomever, let's see, what was pile number 2 need to do in order to align themselves with what they truly want? What does pile 2 need to do to align themselves with what they truly want? What are they being asked to do? What can they do to get what they want? What energy does pile 2 need to encompass / actions they can take in their world that will align them with what they want? They want something for sure, and I feel it is acceptance, love, support, and to be free to navigate in that world without feeling like they have to protect themselves or guarded, or at any point the rug's going to be pulled. And so it's not free. I can't be free there. I can't say how I feel. I can't truly relax. I can't truly trust. I can't, all these things that we feel we cannot do. So what is it that they're being asked them to do in order to overcome this? Wow, it seems a lot more complex than just a tarot reading, I'm going to try. Definitely going to try. I'm getting a lot of this Aquarius energy coming through because I feel like there is a a need maybe to do things a little different than how we are doing it, because we might double down in the anxiety. We might double down in the thought that says the threat is real, the rug's going to be pulled, and then keep on that path, you know? And then that neuron's strong and that fear is strong, and it's like it keeps going to that. And then we keep experiencing that, and then it stays just a dream, and we stay where we're at. But I feel like there's a strong intuition, like I said, with this eye. So I don't know, there's like a calling, a pull to do something different here. You know, it might ask us to go outside of our comfort zone, and it's fearful. This is like, well, no, I've already been trying to protect myself here. So let's see, what are they being asked to do? Okay, the King of Wands. Wow. The Queen of Wands. Oh my goodness. King and Queen of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This definitely is giving me like, we saw the Page of Wands here. We saw the Empress. It's like to line up with my person or my community of people, like-minded individuals, be seen for who I am and see in the other myself as well without any threat, and be sort of doing this dance. You know, the people around me see me and I see them, and there's no backdoor agenda, and I could trust them. They trust me. We speak the same language. We understand each other. And there's this like confidence that I trust them. They trust me. I trust myself. And they like it's just flowing beautiful here, you know? So I don't know. I do feel this person could definitely lack self-confidence for sure in their capability of playing that role, because I don't see it in other. And it's not that the others are like acting this way, but it's like if I do sort of see it in other, then that's where I can get exposed to the threat, because I might see it and then all of a sudden it's like, no, it wasn't for real. And it could switch up on me, you know? King and Queen of Wands. Okay. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. So this could talk about family, long-term stability, legacy, inheritance. Let's see. The Ace of Cups, new beginning. 6 Cups. Lots comes through with family, childhood, upbringing. 8 Swords in the reverse. Look at these 8 swords are making a circle here. Okay, and then Ace of Swords in the reverse. 2 aces. And then we have the Sun. Wow, Leo energy. Clarity, a lack of clarity. This could definitely be like fearful when all we've experienced is like not this. Okay, let me really sit with this energy. There's strong Leo coming through, Hierophant under that, more of this family sort of energy, Taurus energy. Okay, this might take me a little bit. What are you being asked to do here, this person? It seems very simple. I don't think it's going to be this simple, you know, but it really is. And when we see it this way, the only reason why it's we can't just see it this simple is because of all the reasons I mentioned. But it really is this. There's a truth. The truth stands as it is. This is the Sun. So let's just say, for example, the sun shines upon every single thing. It doesn't discriminate. So if there's threats below, murderers, mangy animals, deceitful people, all the things, the fields, the flowers, the trees, and everything under the sun. The sun shines its light on everything because the sun is the truth. The sun cannot be actually manipulated. Okay, there's a truth in your situation. Pile number 2, if this is, of course, your energy. And it stands the test of time. No one can do anything about this truth. However, how you're seeing it is not clear. because of this experience of the past. I do feel is the childhood thing, okay? So seeing it in the way that we see it creates an obstruction. And it dictates my actions. It dictates what I say, what I do, my fears, my involvement, my confidence, my engagement, my commitment, my beliefs, my everything is contingent on this. And so I think that the mangy cat or the boogeyman below or the real death happening below, like the earth, isn't getting the sunlight, or it could be impacted by this sunlight. And it's saying, well, no, the sunlight is still there. The stuff that's happening is happening, yes, but it doesn't remove the truth. It doesn't remove the light. It doesn't remove the joy. It doesn't remove this. And so there's a joy that could be experienced. There's a truth that could be experienced. Truth, love, clarity, joy is there for you. And it does not matter. It's not contingent on the happenings, the slip-ups, and the I don't know, maybe the need to be perfect, or the alignment can only happen, the joy can only happen when it looks X, you know? And it's like, how can it be X? How could it it's like, I don't have the confidence to make it X at this point in time. And it's saying you don't have to. Like, that's a distorted thinking, because the sun is still shining down here. This is a distorted understanding. It's actually not in line with truth. And maybe you're waiting for the right moment, the right time, when the sun actually shines, when it's like, okay, now it's like, that's clear that the sun is shining on the field. Now I could sort of partake. But then it's saying, yeah, but then the sun, even though, you know, you might get a cloud or rain, you might be walking under the forest, like the sun is going to appear as though it's not there. And it's going to constantly have that, because the sun isn't always a beautiful, sunny, shiny day. And we're expecting to see the beautiful, bright, shiny day all the time. And then say when it's not, when it's cloudy, then it's removed. And then all of a sudden it's back to that exposure. It's back to the sun, the truth, the joy being stripped from me. And it's saying, no, the sun is still there. The sun is still there. And that experience that you have when the sun gets clouded over, or when you walk through the forest and it's not as bright, or when the mangy cat is below, it's like the sun is still there. But we're not connecting to the truth of the sun. We're connecting to that in which is like, well, now it's dark, now it's cloudy, now it's forest, now it's, you know, and then it's like, so I can't experience the thrill of it, or the confidence of this thing sort of working out, or the momentum of this alignment, and commit myself to this experience without feeling the threat of the cloud, without that. And it's saying, no, that's a misunderstanding. I feel like you feel like whatever it is that you're wanting, I keep switching it on you. I really am sorry. Okay. This person, whatever it is this person's wanting, is like a real, I don't know what other word to use other than a fear or a distorted way of thinking and seeing something, that it cannot build to that in which I really want it to be, without it being under my control and the sun shining at all times, because then I'm under the threat, you know? It's like, no, this is just a conditioning. This is just a trauma response. This is just a understanding that isn't necessarily true. And so to free ourselves from that limiting thought, because then our experience is always limited. And saying you want to connect, you want to experience something here. And I do feel is like talking to you, your emotional happiness here. It could be getting into a relationship here. It could be feeling very bonded to someone here. and building with someone here and committing with someone here and trusting something here, and then saying, yeah, but then anytime there's like an argument or that there's something here that seems like we're not on the same page, or it could pull the rug, then it's like, then I'll experience the thing I did when I was a child. And it's saying your experience as the child is real of what you experienced, but it didn't mean that the sun wasn't there. It didn't mean that love was ever really removed. Love was always sort of there, you know, whether you were in a position where love wasn't expressed, love wasn't shown, love wasn't extended, love wasn't understood or seen. It doesn't mean that the love wasn't there. And when we know from this angle, and then we start to see it differently, because it frees us of the thought that I wasn't worthy of love. So now I don't know that I am. It's like, are we sure that what we experienced meant that we weren't worthy, or it meant that others in that environment might have not have been capable of doing it in a way that made us connect to it, but it was there in its own way, you know, that the sun was always there, the love was always there, but as the child, we saw the cloud. As the child, we might have needed sunny day, and it was like we were kept in the forest, you know? And not because we weren't deserving of love / the sunlight or whatever. And when we fully go review that with full awareness, like we might have to actually go to that childhood experience, you know, which I do feel, I don't know, it was like abandoned by the family, or like the trust of the family, or something that can get built, just gets taken away, you know? And it's saying, really go there with truth and clarity, review that. Question your misbeliefs on there, because I feel there's misbeliefs that create this 8-sword thinking. It meant this, it meant that, underneath it all, you know, even if mentally you're not saying I'm unworthy and my parents didn't love me, but it's like, no, but underneath it, there's like a true belief that's like, well, why did I get left in the forest? Why was no one asking what I cared about? And then when we revisit as an adult, it's like, oh, okay, well, these are adult, maybe, conversations, and they were maybe trying to protect the kids, or maybe I never got included in choice because, you know, my parents knew the best that they could do with what it is that they had. Not that it makes it right or anything like this, you know? Or like a connection, a relationship that we had in our younger years that didn't work out because, you know, this person might have, I don't know, like betrayed my trust with the 3 swords, whatever they did. They lied, they cheated, they left me. I trusted them. I thought I'd build a world. And then it was like the rug got pulled. I can't commit. I can't believe in that whole thing. But it's like, okay, well, if we go there, reviewing it openly and honestly, even though it might be painful, about what was really happening in that moment, from the eyes of truth, not from the eyes of trauma, then we can actually see it, and we can open the door to a real beautiful opportunity here, because this opportunity that this person has, you, okay, if this is you, is an opportunity to experience ultimate joy. I think it's to be able to dance with someone that speaks your language, create with someone that speaks your language, be confident with someone who's confident in you and you in them. And yes, that doesn't mean that we don't have disagreements from time to time, but I think there's a real backing of you to them and them to you at the core of it all. And that this pair, okay, or this union, or this dynamic, whether it be one person or a community of people, this could be 2 aspects of yourself as well, masculine, feminine, the ability to receive and the ability to express oneself from a confident place and come into balance of it, is predicated on this review of this thing. Because once we have this, it's like assuring you will connect to that which is joyous. And even when the cloud is there, or even when the argument, or it's seemingly it's not quite as bright because of whatever temporary experience, it's saying the sun will come again. The truth is there. It's like we can experience the warmth and the joy, that we don't got to shut it down and forever be in the dark or forever be disconnected from love or disconnected from experience. And it's saying it's safe to commit, it's safe to build, it's safe to trust in other, it's safe to develop an understanding, a new understanding in that world. And we might be too fearful to develop an understanding, you know, because it's like I had a strong understanding of something and then it's disappointed, or it controlled me, or it had the power then. Because once I had that understanding, I was like, I thought it was going to be this way, and then it just fell apart. And it's so now it's like I don't want to have any other understanding but the one that I hold close to myself. But it's an understanding of disappointment, an understanding that no one can please me, or it won't be happy, or there's lack of confidence in them and me, or that I could be open to receive and give and it be joyful. It's like, no, those aren't the understandings I want to have, because those understandings create pain. Those understandings create a window of threat. But it's like, no, it's a reverse Ace of Swords, because it's saying, yes, the cloud may come, but the threat is not as we've seen it. That we could weather the storm. We could weather the cloudy days. We can go there and not say, oh, that means the sun is gone. Sun was removed. Sun is destroyed. It's like, no, the sun was always there. The cloud will pass. The rain will just be an experience that can be manageable. That it doesn't keep you sort of, I don't know, like, it's not going to remove anything from you or take away anything from you. Like once you've seen through the illusion, once you've connected to the core. Okay, so I feel there is this ability that you can do this, but it's really reviewing what it is that created that experience. And I don't know that you know when this experience sort of happened, you know. It could have just ran like we understood what happened there. And I don't feel like you fully did, you know. But just what it's really saying is like, how much does this opportunity mean to you? Because I feel it means a lot. A lot. Like this current opportunity that you're having, that you're dreaming about, that you're envisioning, you know, that you're wishing you could explore. But it's just sort of there. And it's like, I think it's the power, and it's the motivation, and it's the confidence, and it is the key to get you to do this. Because this must be sort of understood, or at least sort of made peace with, or seen clearly through this thing, in order for one to really fully be able to make oneself available to experience this thing, partake in this thing, create value in this thing, commit to this thing, and say at the core of it, it is true, it is sun, meaning joy, and all of this. And when it experiences something, it doesn't automatically kick me into this threat, this limiting sort of belief that only could see it one way, you know, threat. It's going to tear me down in a way here that I'm going to be unrecoverable from. And it's like, no, connect to your cup. And only you could connect to your cup. And once you're connected to your cup, it's like, who could remove it? Nobody can remove the cup. You're creating the cup from the inside out, which is that Empress energy. You create the cup, and nobody could take that cup. And you could say, well, if I got to give it, so see, this is why I think there's a problem with giving and receiving. If I got to give it, then it'll be like taken away from me. It's like, no, because when it's full, it's just saying your cup is full. And so you're like this fountain that off-puts love, like that keeps extending and extending and extending. Nobody can take it. It's like an endless well of love and giving. But if we see it from the eyes of scarcity, it's like, I have it, and then I give it, and then I'm without it. I gave it away. Oh, no. It's like, no, you're the generator of love, meaning there's more supply from the universe. And when we know the truth of love, when we see the truth of the sun, like I said, it's always emitting. It's not discerning. It doesn't say, well, I already gave all the sun that I could, and now it's sort of gone. It's like, no, the sun keeps off putting. There's an endless supply of sunlight here. even when there's cloud, even when there's whatever. And I don't think we understand this. And so this is why we feel threatened. I'm going to give away my love, then I'm going to be without. So I want to keep it. But it's like, okay, but then we're not experiencing love, because what we don't put out, we don't experience. So when I don't give love, I don't get love. So it could be very lonely. It's like we can't expect others to sort of give to us if we're not engaging in this flow of the Empress, giving and receiving with the dance, but withholding, fearful, and then saying, how do I generate the courage to give it away? And then I'll be without it, and then I'm kind of waiting, and then a cloud comes, and I'm like, I give away my cup, and all the cloud came. It's like, no. Okay? Endless supply. So we have to become the generator of this thing confidently, and know that nothing can impact this but ourselves and our own beliefs. Our own beliefs is the only thing that can impact this generator of love. And how do you generate the love? Gratitude, sitting with one's self and seeing that one is capable of giving love and generating love and being appreciative of love and expressing love and sharing of love. And I have an endless supply of this thing that keeps coming and coming and coming. And as long as I can do this, then I know that the divine will bless me as well. Because that is the truth. And I don't have to dream of hoping one day I could give this cup away and one day I'm going to experience this. It's like, no, it's not one day. Right now, it's already within you, this love. It's already within you. The sun has always been there and is giving off this light that's going to supersede your lifetime. It's not going to run out of sunlights. You can go and experience this right now, you know? All right, pile number 2. I hope this made sense. This is very difficult for me to channel because I'm not sure that I used the proper words or that I can even understand the depths of this, because it was so easy, you would just do it, you know? And for me to just say, just do this or just do that, it doesn't really do it justice so much. But it really is as simple as what it is that I am saying, but to get there and to trust it and believe it, because it's all about belief. It really is. If I say like, and I use this analogy, like if I blindfold you, I cover your eyes, and then I like start talking about like one bucket of water being really hot, it's going to burn you, it's boiling, and feed your mind with boiling water stories for like hours and hours or lifetimes or years. And then I have a bucket of just, I don't know, cool water or cold water, and your eyes are blindfolded, and then I take your hand and I put it in that water and I tell you it's going to be boiling, because you're conditioned, you believe it's boiling, but it's not boiling water. You experience the boiling water because and it doesn't matter if I say, okay, it's actually cool water. You won't believe it. That's what I'm saying. You're not believing what I'm saying. You got to experience it and take the blindfold off. Like, you're not wearing a blindfold. And in order to do this, we have to remove that in which we're already thinking, or the preconceived conditioning, or the experience that I had that made me hang on to that belief that's not true. I have to take that off first, then be neutral and see, is this bucket cool? Is this bucket hot? Is this bucket warm? I don't have my blindfold. I could see it and I could experience it as it is in that moment, but not from the eyes of the trauma or the past experience, because then I'm just thinking it is. And if no one told you any different, you would just say, oh, it was boiling water. And then never correct it. And I was like, no, it was not boiling. It was beautiful water here. Okay, so pile number 2. This is your reading. I hope this helped you. I'll see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye. Pile number 3. You guys picked the Murder of Crows and the Green Monster. So we're looking at what it is that you truly want and how it is you can attain that in which you want. Okay, so that is the pointed sort of way of seeing it. However, it is a little more layered than this. It's like we might think we want something, But what do we actually truly want underneath it? So just compare what it is that I'm saying you actually want versus what your mind might think. There might be a difference. So it should provide clarity to say, yes, this feels more what it is that I'm actually really wanting, and maybe we thought we wanted something else, or how we saw what we wanted. So it should give you clarity with what you want. And then it's like, how do I align my energy to be ready to receive this thing that I want? Okay, not necessarily what can I sort of do, but what energetically, now I could talk about actions, but energetically embody so that I'm ready to receive or align with the same vibration of that in which I want. Okay, so we should get a clear sort of understanding by the end of this that gives us some more direction. Okay, so clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. What is it that pile 3 actually wants? And yeah, let's look at what you want, and if it pulls through how you can attain it, then we'll channel that as well at the same time. But if we don't have it in the spread, it'll keep going and we'll get you what you need to know. Okay, so clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. What is it that pile 3 actually wants? Clear and concise message. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Pile 3, I'd like to thank your higher self, your spirit team, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, interdimensional beings, and spirit for this active divination. Thank you so much. What is it that pile number 3 truly want? What do they truly want for themselves? What are their real, deepest desires, or their soul's wants for themselves? Please help me to channel in a way that pile number 3 will understand what is being communicated. Thank you so much, Spirit, for this message. We're so blessed. What is it that pile number 3 wants? What do they want? What do they truly want? Got 2 of those. Wow. Tower moment. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Pile number 3. What do they want? And their heart of all hearts. It was like shooting off, and then it wasn't wanting to come out. Clear and concise message for pile number 3. What do they actually want? What is the truth of what they want here? Okay. All right. Let's see. You want a 2 cups and a 6 cups in the reverse. Oh my goodness. Well, that's sort of pretty straightforward, but let's see. It's 9 of Wands in the reverse. 3 Pentacles, clarified by the 4 Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. And then we have the World card here. World. No, this thing's going to keep rolling. Sorry, guys. Let's use this one. And then the World card is clarified by the Strength card. Leo. And then we have the 6 Swords in the reverse. And we have the 3 of Wands in the reverse. Okay, and then for the Oracles, so we have the card of Where is my Strength? With Endure and the Elk. Okay, and then we have What am I listening for? The Great Horned Owl with Hear and Endure. Okay. And then we have 36 with the Long-Horned Beetle. I'm going to read this one just because this deck I don't generally use and I want to see what it says in the book. 36, or the number 9. And then we have Opening to Discovery. The key and a keyhole and star energy, which is Aquarius. Aquarius came out for all pile so far here. 34, which is number 7. I see a tree in this keyhole. Looks like a tree back there. Okay, opening to discovery. Let me connect to this in the book here and see what it says. 36. It says longhorn beetle. A circle of feeling. It's kind of reminding me of this keyhole. A circle of feeling. A wrinkle in the leaves, a crinkle in the wind, a twinkle falling through the canopy. The morning pours through your senses like syrup and sawdust. Ugh. The scene is simple, intoxicating, promising, and terrifying. Possibilities and probabilities are heightened with the immediacy of the day, and there comes the overwhelming awareness that in an instant, so subtly, unlike any other, anything can happen. With a purposeful pause, you ease into the magic of the moment and stretch your antennae over your awareness zone. The leaf dust underfoot connects you with the heart of the earth. The time is comforted by its deep and steady beat. Here, now, in your circle of feeling, the world slows and you could take in its signals at your own pace. Oh, here, sorry. Delicately, you sift through the sights, smells, and symphony of your surroundings. There is a warning here, not to be missed. You felt its urgency tugging at the hem of your consciousness, and now in your personal sphere of tranquility. You give it space without hurry, competition, or panic. You see it as a warning to welcome, alerting you to revelation, gratitude, miracle, and opportunity. On the forest floor, with life towering above and rustling below, the output of the world can be overwhelming. Luckily, you don't need to take on or take in the whole world. Bring your awareness close to create a circle of feeling where you are a maven of time and sensation. Here you can survey all you sense at your own pace. The now is extended, foreboding becomes foresight, and you have the opportunity and wherewithal to respond with purposeful calm. Okay. It's interesting because there were times I'd wake up with that feeling, it was like life is large, and here I am just like wanting to stay in my bed so I wouldn't have to deal with the like unknowns of the world, just felt more safe and secure in my moment. This could be like an anxiety or some sort of agoraphobia of sorts. Okay, but let's just see how this connects to what it is that you're truly wanting here. Okay, you can skip ahead. 6 cups under that is the Page of Cups. Childhood could pull through with the 6 cups and the Page. 2 cups. Okay. 9 of Wands. Okay, pile number 3. I feel like what you want, it seems fairly simple, but that isn't being your experience right now. What this is saying, what you want is you want a union of sorts. For a lot of you guys, this union most likely could be a relationship, for sure. That's how I'm going to read it. Although a 2 cups doesn't have to necessarily so much be an intimate sort of lover on the other side, because it could be just aligning your environment, to match. It's like my creative endeavors, my heart and my soul wants to align with that on the other side, which can be rewarding for me. So the right sort of job, the project that I am involved with sort of mirrors to me that's my investment and my dedication. And so your world becomes that of a mirror of giving and receiving, which fills my soul and it feeds my heart and it makes me feel welcomed and loved. And so a lot of you guys might really value like partnership, being in a connection where the other can mirror your love, feel your love, give your love, and you give your love to it, and it be sort of mutual respect, love, value reflected on both sides. This sounds beautiful. Of course, everyone wants to experience some form of reflection that makes them feel this way. Okay? But I feel like this isn't what you're experiencing here. I feel like there is this block to this, or you feel there's a block to this. No, I just want to sit with this energy because I feel like your intention feels good. But I do feel like there is this experience that you're having, and it feels almost like, what do I need to do? I mean, you're here. It's like, why is it feeling like I can't get growth in this area? Why is it that I'm feeling maybe more impacts of what I have experienced that hasn't allowed things to flow? So it could be a person that I'm still hung up on, an experience that left me sort of reeling, a situation that is sort of stuck. I can't move on from. It's not growing. It's not expanding. It's not allowing me to run with the agenda of an innocence of experiencing what feels like it could be love. Why would the universe or this experience or this thing that I'm experiencing be sort of the block here to my happiness? It's like, if you could press the button of being over and done with any sort of delay or any sort of hang up, that's what you would choose. So it's like, what do I got to face? What do I got to do? What is it here that I need to sort of button down or review or look at or deal with so that I could open the door to that which I want? So the new seems like it's held hostage. So for some of you guys, it's like, I just want this, what I mentioned, the 2 cups. And if that's a new relationship, a new partnership, a new experience with an old person of the past. My email went off, so maybe for a lot of you guys, it is a person of the past, especially with the 6 cups. But it's like, it doesn't matter what I want so much. I want to experience a person of the past to be reflecting a truth of love and uniting with me, and I can give to them and they can give to me. And it's like, it's a real desire, and we could work together and we could build this thing. And it's like, but here is the reality of where I'm at. It's like, I want them to work on either releasing this person, letting go of the situation, and closing this out, and having the courage to do what it is going to take for me to do. Or what do I do? Endure this sort of space that I'm in at the expense of experiencing a 2 cups. Because the longer I'm sort of here entertaining this, because like I said, I don't think you're experiencing a 2 cups because that's what you want. So it seems like enduring delay, enduring an imbalance, enduring a memory of something that, of someone, or an experience of something that's like just on the back burner, that's just out of reach, that's held up by the universe, that isn't allowing you to experience. So it's like, I want to just get there already. And in order to get there, I will do what the universe is sort of wanting me to be able to do here. But what is it exactly that I have to do? And so I feel like there's a lot also, what am I listening for? Because I feel like there's a desperation in the air. And it's not, I'm so desperate here to get in a relationship, but a desperation because it's like, here I feel stuck. Here I feel like I can't. Here I feel at the mercy of circumstance. Here I feel like there is something that I just want to sort of be done with or close with so I can move into the happy times, or so I can open the door to that, and which feels good. It's like, just tell me what I got to sort of do here. And so I'm sort of wrestling with myself from like maybe making it worse, or maybe fueling a stuck energy, or maybe revisiting things that keep some sort of disappointment alive, you know? And so maybe you're really wrestling with the idea, what does a surrender look like? And what is it that giving up? Because I think we might be on borderline. We might feel like really exhausted. So it's like, at this point, I just sort of want to give in or throw in the towel or give up. But it's like, if I knew what a surrender looked like, or what it was that I was being called to do, maybe I could do that. But it's like, well, what is it? And then there's a part of you that's like, but I want to go. I want to, like, I don't want to waste time with this or have to invest or do whatever. Like, the universe is sort of getting me to do first. You know, there's like like I said, like, just get it over, done with already then, you know, but it's like, it might be so exhausting that's like, fine, like, I'll do whatever I'm sort of being asked to do or whatever. But it's like, I wish I could just like, throw in the towel or accept some truth and move on already. It's like, no. And then the universe is saying, no, it's not over. No, you can't move beyond this. No, take a look here. It's like, yeah, but I'm looking. What is it? I'm here. I'm asking, like, what is it then? What am I doing wrong then? What do you want me to do? What is it that I can do? Like, what's available to me? What, like, what, you know? What do you want me to let go of? Do you want me to let go? And if I could let go, why can't I just sort of create the new then? It's like I'm being stopped here. And I do feel like there is this strong, intense, emotional thing that's going on under the surface here, because I do feel like there is something you're being called to see and understand that isn't as simple as just close the door. And I think you know this, because I think if you were able to just close the door, move on from whatever, a past relationship or an experience here, then of course that's exactly what you would do. Nobody wants to be tortured here or like stagnant here or stuck here at the expense of, even if it's a new relationship, even if it's some experience here. I don't think you're choosing this, you know? Like, say, yes, we choose our choice. It's like, no, this is the world here. There's a lesson you're being shown. There's something you're being shown about yourself here. And when we don't see it, it's frustrating. I don't see it. I don't understand it. So we could get to the point where our limits are sort of pushed, you know, or we just feel like giving up. Or it's like, fine, like I'll face my strength or my courage or what it is. But it's like, what is it then that is asking me to do what it's asking me to do, or what is available to me in regards to the resources I can use that are legitimate, that do help me align with what I need to do. Because I might have to release, I might have to let go, I might have to trust, I might have to surrender, I might have to do these things, but it's like, show me because I feel stuck here. Show me because I feel limited. Show me because my end game or my goal is to be happy or to connect here. And I feel like I'm still dealing with the past. I'm still intermingled with this past experience, this past person, this past experience, this version of me that's chained to some past experience. And I want to open the door to the new. I want to see things different. I want to experience stability, groundedness, long health, enjoy abundance, something that feels secure. Like, that's your dream, that's your vision, like a secure relationship, a committed relationship, a healthy relationship, a long-standing relationship, a thing. It's not one that feels limited, stuck, draining, emotionally unfulfilling or depleted, or like you're withholding or waiting or giving, or like something like this, you know? So it could be very overwhelming here. And it's really talking about like this present moment and not seeing the whole, like keeping this sort of two cups, like a, if it's not here right now, then there's failure. If it's not here right now, or the thing that I'm doing is not manifesting in this right away, that it's wrong, that it's not going to come. It's like there's something here you're being asked to see. So that's perfect, because now we're going to ask the second question. What can you do then? What can you do to align to the two cups? Because there seems to be like a lot of this energy that I channeled here that feels very frustrating, very frustrating. So what is it Did I say pile 2? I'm so sorry. Pile 3. Pile 3 is being asked to do in order to align with that in which they want. What energy are they asked to maintain? What is it that they're asked to do, see, understand, so that they can attain what they want? For pile 3, Spirit, thank you so much for this message. What can pile number 3 do to get what they want? To, align with what they want at this time? And what is available to them right here, right now, so that they can align with what they want? Yeah, it's like, do I got to endure this thing? Like, it's so tiring, you know? Like, why would I have to endure something in order to be happy? Why would I have to put up with something in order to then get what I want? Like, it seems very not good, but it does seem with the world in reverse. There's something you're being shown, some wisdom through an experience we might not like, you know? And it's not so that you have to be deserving of love and earn your 2 cups. I don't think it's to earn a 2 cups. I think it's to understand something, learn through an experience, something greater that I think is more substantial than just the 2 cups. Because whatever you are being shown or revealed is like bigger than you could possibly imagine. Because I think if it were up to you, you would stop at the 2 cups. It's like, no, there's more. Yes, you can have 2 cups. I'm not withholding a 2 cups, but it's like, this is the only way for you to go through this thing that I want you to see, that's greater, that's bigger, that's sort of, wow, it feels larger than life here as it's coming through. And it's building some form of character within you too. I think it is. Something within your character is being built through this experience that transcends beyond the 2 cups, okay? So let's see. The world, yeah, it's all about this thing that you're being shown, this lesson, if you will, you know? The world, now in the upright, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles, self-worth, self-value. Very beautiful, grounded energy of the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so we have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I'm also feeling strong Gemini, Libra, Aquarius from this. Well, Aquarius a lot from this, but mostly Gemini from this bird, or this owl. I'm also feeling Aries from this, okay, just for signs here. So we have the 4 of Wands in the reverse, the 6 of Wands in the reverse, the Emperor in the reverse, just feeling from this. Okay, and then we have the Hangman, Pisces energy. And then we have 5 cups. And then we have the 4 of Swords. Okay. What is under the Queen of Pentacles? We have the 4 of Pentacles now in the upright. Okay. Okay, pile number 3. I feel like for this experience that you're having, like I said, you could definitely be dealing with, like, the 6 cups in reverse is a person, place, thing of the past, but because this does feel like a relationship reading, it could definitely be dealing with someone outside of your own power or control, which could be a divine masculine here for sure in the reverse here, okay? Even this 4 of Wands could talk about twin flames. So it could be your other person or some sort of divine connection with the 6 cups and the 4 of Wands. Okay, but I won't get into all that because that's not necessarily what the messaging is here. Okay, but you could definitely resonate with that. So take that if it does resonate for you. I feel like this, what was channeling through as I was shuffling the cards, Owl, is an experience that transcends 2 cups in the moment with someone here, okay, that just in this moment, throughout the experience of the journey of what you are seeing and experiencing, is going to give you a complete different perspective on relationship, perspective on yourself, how you might see other, how you might see yourself, how you intermingle with relationship, how you see life. I think this is a bigger impact than just how you, than just you and this person, you and a relationship. It's bigger, it's bigger, it's bigger. It's so much bigger. because I think it touches a lot of different things going through this experience. There's a new you that emerges. And so this is why all the things you are experiencing, you're experiencing a world lesson. Now, there's a guarantee and a promise here. You will succeed. It will be concluded. It's not torture forevermore. Okay. If you're feeling torture, which I feel you are, it's not saying you and this person are going to reach a state of union and a happy ever after, and a 2 cups, that's what you want. However, it is saying a 2 of cups is for you in the future, but it's not even aiming for a 2 cups here. What it is revealing to you is the greater story unfolding that's bigger than a 2 cups. That at the end of this experience, okay, now the journey keeps going in your life and your spiritual unfoldings, but this specific lesson, this specific chapter or phase, it will come to a close, and you and spirit will be on the same page saying, success. You're not going to look back and say, what was it for? What did I learn? You just withheld love for me. I experienced torture. I am feeling stuck. I felt removed. I felt this. I felt that. And all the things that you were feeling in that first round, which is valid and you can feel it. But that's part of this owl energy, because I think it's developing character. I think it's developing your strength. It's developing strength. And it's saying, well, what do I need to be strong for? Like it's making the thing in which, you know what I mean? It's almost like it inflicts the pain and then it provides the solution. It's like, yeah, but if I didn't even experience the pain, I wouldn't need the solution. We can have this mindset, for sure. But it's saying, no, I'm not just inflicting the pain to create the solution, to make you someone who can endure, to make you someone who can, but it's like it's beyond that because it's bigger. And so there was a dormant thing within you. I feel it dormant, okay? It's like your dormant ability to maybe all of these things, rely on oneself, see one's own value, maneuver in the world, manifest differently, see one's own capacity to create from a place of emperor, so feel empowered, create their own order and structure, create their own world, be solid on their with their own energy despite their environment, create a future that is healthy and reliable for them without external variables. Now, of course, there's those external variables, but this is saying we want to limit the variables that maybe in the past could have knocked you over, the variables that maybe could have created a storm in your world, and you might have had like Bambi legs, It's like, how do you develop the character? How do you learn your greatest strength or what it is you can endure unless you're going through the storm? And the storm is created here, obviously, to develop this character, but this character is needed because your next chapter, when you open this door, requires this version of you. And so now you're experiencing the shit end of the storm, You're just looking at the things that's like disappointing, the things that you have to endure, the things that are keeping you feeling like saddened and disappointing. And it's like, I just want to open the door to the next chapter here. And Spirit says, you will. There's a healing, there's a stabilizing, there's a grounding, there's a truth. But it's like, we don't just shift our beliefs overnight. We don't just see things suddenly in ourselves differently because someone said something or we experience like a disappointment. But maybe it's like prolonged exposure to something that could be very infuriating, It's like prolonged experience with someone that's trying to control us. Prolonged experience with maybe situations that seem to have no structure. It has no structure. It's not solid. It's not, I can't rely on it. It's not secure. It feels untrusting. And it's like, hey, if we're exposed this long and we endure this thing, it's like at a certain point, we're like, let me create structure. Let me create. And it's like, unless I experienced this, I wouldn't have created structure. Unless I experienced this, I would have never found it in my reserves, because I would have never had thought that I could do it or that I needed to do it or that I had the capability to do it. And so this experience is building up your sense of self in an area. of growth that's required for you for your next chapter. Okay. But I do feel like this might have really impacted your confidence. And you could say, well, it's impacting my confidence. How's this building me up? Because now it's like I feel less empowered. I feel less in control. I feel less or whatever, and we might be amidst this Four Pentacle energy, because it's like, because I am experiencing something that feels like it doesn't have structure, that I am experiencing something that feels like it's just sort of not within my power to build. And it's like, so now I'm like in this more, if you want to call it like a lack mindset with the Four Pentacles, because it's like, I'll cling to that in which I know. But it's like, sometimes we have to learn the lesson of not clinging necessarily to what it is that we know, but leaning into the power of what I could build, which is even greater, because I feel like the greatness here is bigger than what you can think. It's not, can I cling to the little bits that I have here, or to the experience that I am having? So maybe there is a little form of security here, or a little form of love, or a little form being reflected to me. And it's like, oh, I'll hang on to this little form. It's like, no, you're deserving of more. You could build more. You're greater of more. Don't cling to the little thing. Don't settle. Don't have a mindset that if you let go of the disappointment, that you have to like stay there and endure in order for it to be. It's like, no. It's like, how long are you willing to stay disappointed or endure instability or a lack of building before you say, what am I capable of doing and building? How can I see myself and my world and understand things completely differently than maybe I have in the past? That's going to empower me. That will help me build. And it's not saying that you're the only one that has to do this. And it's not even saying that, it's not saying like you are alone in this whole thing. It's saying it's developing some sort of character within you that takes time for you to really sit with this sort of new version of you that unfolds over time to shift your perspective. So it's also saying that this blessing is given of the divine, might not feel like a blessing, but we never know what blessings are until like in hindsight, it's like, whoa, what a beautiful blessing. At the time it might have seemed like a curse, or at the time it's like, why did this happen to me? And then when we get to this, I was like, whoa, I could see it in hindsight, how beautiful, or this opportunity, or I see the bigger picture, or I see the unfoldings. So this seems like something very big, something very blessed, something that we can only see in hindsight when we understand the lesson, when we, but I feel it's taking some time to get the downloads to see the bigger picture. Bits may be coming, but through that process, it's like feeling dysregulated or disappointed, or like experience wasn't great and confidence was taken away, or like I thought I could succeed here and then it didn't happen, or like I felt not seen in that moment. I felt all sorts of ways, then it made me maybe cling to certain ideas or understandings of myself even more. And then I felt limited, or then I felt like I had to struggle for that in which I had. It's like, no, you're more secure than you think with the Four Pentacle. There's more stability than you think. And it wants you to see it. How do you see the stability differently? How do you see your capability and your truth a little differently here than maybe how you're seeing it right now? Because you seem to be a very strong individual here, and it's not, oh, because you're strong, you're going to endure suffering. It's like, no, because you have some dormant strength, something within you that you don't see, that you can't pull on because you don't know is there, or you haven't been shown is there, or you haven't experienced how to pull on it or how to see it without defaulting maybe to this other thing. So this to me doesn't seem like a do. It seems like you are aligning to that. And it's saying like, trust that what is unfolding, what you're going through isn't torture. Trust that you are going to be in a position here that is aligned, but the main experience is the bigger picture that's unfolding here, not just the two cup, not just the two cup. And again, like I said, you will be in agreement. You'll say, wow, like it's success here. Whatever the outcome was is success here. But in that moment, it might have seemed like you were trading one thing or disappointing one thing, or like, you know, dysregulated or powerless or undervalued or not seen or not understood. Like all those things are real experiences you're having, and it doesn't feel good. It's like on the other side of this door, you're going to see it. And that moment in time is going to be like, you know, oh, it led to that. Oh, and it led to that other thing. And had that not happened, then I wouldn't have seen it. So it's like, thank you, spirits. It's the best thing that could have happened to me. I didn't have to worry. I didn't have to cling. I didn't have to project. I didn't have to be in an energy of like disappointment or like lack or like feeling like the earth was shattering around me, you know, but that's the energy that I encompassed because I didn't know that there was this other energy. So spirit's like, I won't let you fall. I won't let you fall, you know, but it's like, it's wanting you to hear the truth. So I don't think that you see the truth of your situation or the truth of you. And so it feels like it's magnified, like a threat. Like what I'm experiencing is really a threat and a real disappointment. It's like, yes, because of the lens in which you're seeing your experience does appear. But behind that, there's a deep truth, and spirit's like, can you see? Can you see? Can you hear? Can you actually connect to that which is true? Because if you did, spirit's saying, if you really did, the suffering would go away. If you really did, you would see that in which I see, and that I'm wanting you to see the truth of your situation, and then this door will open, and then you'll get exactly what it is that you're meant to have, which I feel is beyond the 2 cups. So it could come with the 2 cups, or it could be something that is like, whoa, I was so focused on the 2 cups, but I never even dreamed that I could have this whole other side. This is too limited in my experience or my thought or my understanding without the experience of seeing beyond this. I only knew what I knew. And I didn't know anything else. It's like, whoa, my child, let me show you. Let me show you, because I know exactly what's going to be meant for you in a way that's going to blow your mind, you know? But here we're arguing with the universe. Stupid universe, keeping me stuck. Stupid universe, removing what I could build or the security that I could have or the commitments that I could make here, or like putting these people who maybe just feel like they're not having the same values I have, or they're not seeing my value, or it just feels defeating, like all of this stuff, you know? And then I'm looking at disappointments, very real, but very temporary and not the full picture. Okay. I know I repeated myself, but I'm doing that so that everyone understands what I'm saying. So I do feel for this group. I do want to just then see like what happens then with the 2 cups, or can we take a sneaky peek behind this door? Like, what is it? Like, spirit, can we close out this reading? Because I don't feel satisfied with pile number 4 sort of answer. See, and this is probably how you feel, you know? It's like, it's not satisfying here. It's like, because we haven't done the full owl yet. The full hangman hasn't happened yet. So we're sort of like, you know? It's like, well, you're working your way to that thing being revealed. Well, what is it, spirit? And it just feels like I have to endure suffering in order to be blessed. It's like, no, you don't got to endure suffering to be blessed. It's like you have to see something, and spirit will put you through whatever you need to go through in order to see it. Whether it is suffering, whether it is exciting, whether it is whatever, is irrelevant. Spirit knows the lesson you need or the experience you need in order to see this. And most times, we only see when we suffer. We only see when we're unhappy, you know, when we're sort of, everything's fine. We don't see. We're unconscious. We're asleep. What is it pile number 3 needs to know about closing this out and the 2 cups and behind this door? Can we close out this reading with what pile number? So the 6 of cups in the sideways now position. I think you're really releasing parts of an experience here that maybe could really keep you emotionally, I don't know if you want to say stuck, but it really is like an emotional attachment we might have, you know, to a person, place, thing of the past, an experience, and it's showing us something about ourselves that without it, we wouldn't see. Without it, we wouldn't see. So something about the intuition, something about not seeing clearly, something about peeking behind the veil here, something about past life or other dimension that comes available as a result of this experience. Page of Cups, childhood comes through again. Okay, Five of Wands, conflict, Three Swords, suffering, Four Pentacles for the third time, Four Cups in the reverse, and then we have the Emperor in the upright and the Seven of Swords. Beautiful angel. I feel like you're in a journey, okay? We saw the Four Wands. I said Twin Flame. We see Six Cups. Like, I feel you are really impacting your environment and your environment impacts you. There's a mirror here. You could definitely be dancing with the soul here, you know? And that everything we experience, it's like a butterfly effect. Everything that sort of we do or say has a ripple effect around us. And I do feel you're interconnected with another here. There's a mirroring. And there's a deep, profound sort of experience with the world that's learned. And I feel it's impacting your environment, people around you, and yourself. It's healing. It's healing, 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 okay? I feel like not only is it healing the wound it's creating, because like I said, it provides the problem and the solution. I feel it's deeper than that. Past life, with the world, it could definitely be karmic lessons of sorts. Past life things is showing us, okay? But I feel like this does talk about like what we cannot see, such as 5D, other dimensions, spirituality, being closer to the divine, okay, or gifts. Healing, like experiences of the past life experiences that might have stunted us, childhood stuff that might have stunted us that are being shown. And as long as we carry the conflict within us, it limits us, it limits our growth, it limits our spiritual ascension, it limits how, you know, like how transcended we can be here on earth. And if spirit left everything to its own devices, no one would grow. Spirituality wouldn't evolve. Like people would be just sort of like cavemen fighting each other at the ground level. You know, we'd be stuck in like the lowest density, thinking we're this body and like beating each other up. And so this is very profound. This here is very spiritual. This is talking about being able to recognize that we're not just this like a 3D body living in this 3D experience. And it's like bringing the unknown or the spirituality here to the 3D. And unfortunately, this experience isn't always pleasant because it's like the pain that was there that was already carried. I don't know if it's collective pain, personal pains, the Three Swords, you know, it's like even maybe bridging because on the collective level, it's like bridging the gap between the belief of separation consciousness, that we're separate, that we could lose out on the ones we love, and saying, no, we're all connected, we're all one, we're all, you know, and it's like, but going through that, believing the separation, which spirits didn't create, the veil created this belief. And it's like, I feel rejected, I feel without, I feel separate, I feel like rejected. And there's no such thing as rejection. There's no such thing as separation. There's no such thing as being without, you know, but we believe it because we believe we're the body. We believe in that experience that the veil is making us see. So it's like out there is a separate person. And I feel separate from them. So I could feel sadness. I could feel pain. I could feel rejection. I could feel conflict. It's like, no, out there is a reflection of what's going on within you, and as above, so below, as within, so without. And this understanding that all is one, and this detaching from the idea that we're solely just this body mind, empowers us to create and manifest in the 3D world and see beyond the veil, see beyond the illusion. So I feel like in the masculine energy, it's all about the manifestation of the 3D world, you know? And it's not saying that the masculines aren't spiritual, but it's really this beautiful dance with the mirror here and the two birds. It's like the masculine is the manifestation, the 3D. And then there is the 5D spiritual lens of what we're sort of not resonating as the 3D energy that is very real and very alive, the intuition, and you can call it the more feminine energy. And it's like, how do we manifest here on earth? How do we see beyond the veil? And how do we empower ourselves without saying, well, whatever spiritual sort of has its own power, and I'm only capable of my own powers here because I am the body. It's like, no, you are that in which you also cannot see. And it's like, what is your strength? What is within your power? Like here in the 3D, like, yes, form creates limitation, but really, like, what is your limitation? Do you know for sure? I don't think you see it, Spirit's saying. And you're going to see, look at how big these eyes are. It's like, whoa, I always thought I was limited to this because I always thought as the body that there was limitation to how I connect and how I see. Because remember, we're talking about like bigger than the 2 cups. This seems way bigger than a 2 cups. You mean I can heal the belief in separation? You mean I could see behind the veil and I could connect to a power greater than me and I can bring this down to the universe and I could see behind the illusion? And I could go forever sort of knowing that I'm not separate and that there is no rejection of me, that there is no missing out. It's like, it's huge, you know, but it's like, if I don't believe it, if I haven't experienced it, then I would have never seen through it. I would have not have done it. And I feel like, again, like I said, because there's this other energy here that you could be really impacting those around you, seeing the truth as well, their truth, their power, their connection to scarcity or lack, or how they sort of cling to the material world, or their own hangups, or their own intuition, or their own heart space, or their own beliefs in lack and conflict, and it's like you versus me and mindsets. Like, I feel this is collective, but also experienced sort of on a connection level, and also very unique to one's own. So it's like, I don't know if you want to call it like 3 layers, you know, humanity, spirituality, the grand sort of picture of it all, and then how other is dancing with me and the impact of other. And then, like I said, me, you know, like me as in I'm not separate, but it's like my agency over what I can manifest, what I can have power and control over, and where I could see through the illusion. You know, or how we might have deceived ourselves, or how others might seem deceiving. And so you might be getting others to see their own mask, their own identities, their own lies to self, their own sabotages, their own deceptions, their own veils, their own like truths that are like transcend beyond what they're experiencing here. You might bring innocence about in others and yourself, you know, it's very overlapped here. So this is quite profound, and without making this hours and hours long, it's like, what is it that you can do? It's saying the divine is putting you through an experience. There's nothing you're supposed to be doing, but you could torture yourself. You can really go nuts, you know, and when you're looking at what's not happening from the lens of the human eyes. And yes, you're human. It's not asking you to be subhuman. So if you are disappointed, valid. If you are feeling discouraged, valid. If you are feeling unappreciated or unseen, valid. But what Spirit is saying is bigger lesson, big eyes, spirituality, see it differently, hangman, intuition. It will be shown. You will connect to it. Don't get focused on the thing at hand that's disappointing, limiting, thinking you're the body, thinking you're the disappointment, seeing yourself as separate. If you see it that way, you will suffer. You will feel like you're enduring. You will feel like, what's it for? What's it for? What am I learning? What am I seeing? You'll be searching. It's like, no need to search. It's already here. It's being revealed. It's healing your belief in separation consciousness, or your understanding that other could be missed or could be separate from you. That's not true. You're not rejected. You might feel this way, but you're not. I'm going to help you see. I'm going to help you expand. I'm going to help you not play small. I'm going to help you not be limited. I'm not going to let you cling to that in which you feel is true when it's not. even if you feel like it was whole, it was a big picture. I felt empowered. I felt in control. I felt it's like, no, but you felt, but there's more. You were limited. You were settling. There's more you're capable of. And it's out here and it's ready for you to see. And I can't wait to show you this. I can't wait to show you this, and it's very interconnected to the collective and to others around you because I think you're capable of this. It feels very big. It's very beautiful. It feels like it could have been very overwhelming if you would have known that this is what you're experiencing. And so it's like all we're sort of seeing is the micro level, and then it's disappointing, it's enduring. It's like disappointments. And it's like this is the only sandbox we're seeing, and then it's like, Spirit, why can't you show me the big picture? Just then Spirit's like, well, if I would have shown you, you would have been totally overwhelmed. It would have totally took you into this, like, you don't understand what you're seeing. But you'll see when you go through it. You'll understand when you go through it. You'll really be connected to it when you go through it. You'll have a personal relationship with it when you go through it because you've gone through it. The only way to see it is to go through it. There's no way around it. And Spirit says, I'm going to put you through it because you're ready, because you agreed to this. Your soul might have agreed to this. It's your time, You can't fight it, but you can't be disappointed, resist, see the stuff that's not working, and then suffer. Or you could just say, Spirit, I trust you. Spirit, show me what you're trying to show me. Spirit, I might not see the big picture now, but I know that when I do, it's going to be like, whoa, and I will believe and trust in myself, my ability, see through what's not real, and see that of a greater power and know how to utilize that, not feel overwhelmed that it's like something that I can't even connect with or understand or utilize here on earth, because what's the point? I'm here on earth. So show me, show me. Pile number 3. This is your reading. It was not what I expected it at all. I hope this resonated for you. I love you so much. It sounds very profound. I'll see you at the next one. All right. Bye-bye. Pile number 4. You guys picked the Tarot del Toro and the little pink monster. So we're looking at what it is that you truly want and how you can attain it. Okay, in the simplest form. However, in other words, what you might think you want, it might not necessarily be what you truly want here. So this should give you real clarity as to what you're really, really desiring. Okay, and then how to align yourself to that in which you want. So what energy do you need to maintain to attract this thing into your world or to manifest this thing, okay? So let's see. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 4. Spirits, please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 4. Pile 4, thank you so much for joining me. I'd like to thank your higher self, spirit team, spirit guides, angels, ancestors for this active divination. Thank you so much. Please help me to channel in a way that pile 4 will understand what is being communicated to them in regards to what is it that they want. What do they truly want? If they could connect to the truth of what they want, what is it that they want? The Knight of Goblets. That's the Knight of Cups. What does pile 4 truly want? At the end of the day, what is it that pile 4 truly wants here, Spirit? The Emperor. Aries energy. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4. We'll pull 3 oracle cards for this energy. What you want. What is it that pile 4 truly desires here? And the final deck. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 4. Okay. Aries, and then we have 3 cups under that. All right. We have the 4 of Wands. Okay, we have the 9 of Wands. We have the Lovers in the reverse, Gemini energy. We have the High Priestess, Pisces energy. We have the Tower in the reverse, clarified by the King of Pentacles. And then we have Burn What is ready to go so I can grow? The wildfire. Wow. It's giving me Queen of Wands energy for sure. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then we have Granda Goldfish. Granda Goldfish. I'll read it in the book. 37 or the number 10. And then we have Endless Possibilities. Wow, with the star energy, Aquarius came through with all 4 piles, this beautiful Aquarius energy. It's really like our desire or wish. It came through for every pile. That's amazing. Not this card, but that star energy or vision or wish or dreams or hopes. 38, number 11. Wow, 37, 38. Succession here. Okay, Granda Goldfish. I'm going to get the book and then we're going to read it. Just give me a second, okay? I'm going to read this. Okay, pile number 4. It's not Granda. I look like Granda. I was like, what's a Granda Goldfish? It's an Oranda Goldfish. Real world imaginings. Another day bubbles with daydreams and golden linings and nothing that has to be done. Perhaps you'll do a little more on the filigree you've been fussing over in splashes and spurts. It's ever so lovely, and you'll see whether the finishing touches are ready to reveal themselves when you swim by. If not, there are other whims and projects to potter and ponder and drift between. This book, the way it's written, is exhausting. Okay. Sorry, this is irritations. Okay. Conversations and inspiration swim through your mind in a mix of memory and things yet to be. It's fun to play and replay scenes with different characters and dialogues. They could all rhyme in verse or move in reverse and have their fins painted yellow. Oh, what an interesting time that would be. You might paint it now or just look at some clouds. So it says, in the end, things get done in a way that they will, not the way that the outer world prescribes them to be. All your creations already exist and wait to be found. There's no hurrying their discovery. Birthing ideas and artistry may not look like labor. They say the real world runs on timetables, not dreams, but it is their world that is make-believe. You can flit and flourish in the space of your own creation where imagination rules. Here you are free to flow into ways of doing and being that work for you. Those who visit have a real experience of love and beauty and peace. They return to their worlds and see the reality it lacks. You are not alone in your pond. You are looked after and protected. This is not to keep you safe from the real world, but so you can keep the real world of dreams and imaginings safe and accessible to all. Wow. I don't know what this is about here. I'm tempted to read it. Sorry, this is long, but she walks slowly around the deck, gazing to right and left and above, incapable for the moment either of thought or speech, but only of dumb wonder mingled with the dim sense of overwhelming awe. Presently, she craned her neck backwards and looked straight up to the zenith. A huge silver crescent supporting, as it were, a dim greenish-colored body in its arms stretched overhead across nearly a sixth of the heavens. The red grave came to her side, took her in his arms, lifted her as if she had been a little child, and laid her in a low, long deck chair so that she could look at it without inconvenience. The splendid crescent seemed to be growing visibly bigger, and she lay there in a trance of wonder and admiration. She saw point after point of dazzling white light flash out in the dark portions, and then began to send out rays as though they were gigantic volcanoes in full eruption and were pouring torrents of living fire from their blazing craters. Sunrise on the moon, said Redgrave, who had stretched himself on the other's chair beside her. A glorious sight, isn't it? But nothing to what we shall see tomorrow morning. Only there doesn't happen to be any morning just about here. Yes, she said dreamily. Glorious, isn't it? That and all the stars. But I can't think anything yet, Lennox. It's all too mighty and too marvelous. It doesn't seem as though human eyes were meant to look upon things like this. George Griffith, A Honeymoon in Space. Wow, okay, that could be significant for someone. I'm not familiar with that, but this looks like the fish I talked about in pile number 2 that was bottom feeding. Okay. Side note, let me sit here with this, wow, energy. 6 pentacle under that. Okay, just give me some time here. Oranda goldfish. Pile number 4. It does feel a little bit like the pile that I read about having a dream, and the fish. Okay, I don't know which pile that was. I think it might have been pile 1. You could have been there. If you were, then you might want to go just listen if it does apply. Okay, because there does seem to be a lot of overlap to it, but this will be a unique message for this group, and I'll try to sort of connect to the main messaging here. Beautiful angel, I feel your dream is absolutely possible. And we don't all have the exact same dream, so I couldn't possibly tell you that what you want is exactly this, of course, because we're all sort of general reading here. But I do feel it does align with your purpose. So it could be, we could say career, but it's like we don't really see it as a career. We see it as becoming that in which it is that we see, like, I don't know, the creator, artist, or it's like we become that in which we do day in, day out, and it doesn't become a career, it becomes a lifestyle, but I think, like, you want to get there. You really, really, really want to get there. You really want to be there already. And so I feel like the there already is knowing everything that you need to know, empowered enough to make the moves, big moves that you got to do, and be like on top of your game. Everything that you need to make it a reality, you sort of want to be there already, And so I feel like this has a lot to do with self-confidence. And it also has a lot to do with like stuff that you can only really gain through trusting your moves in the moment. Because what Spirit is showing is like whatever you are faced with on your path to this thing will require you to really trust your experience in calling the shots. Because what happens is like what I'm really picking up here is the fire energy of the Emperor, and this, I said a Queen of Wands energy. It's feeling more like, yeah, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. It's like decisions that they make is aligned with success because they trust in themselves to make those decisions in that point in time. So it's like when we're put on the hot seat, what we say and do, what we're intuitively sort of called to do is based on the experience we had. So sometimes I pull through this channel like the fire intuition. This is really what it's giving me. Fire intuition comes from being in the experience and then calling sort of the right shot, but they'll more aligned shots to get the success. But this takes time to build. It's kind of giving me the analogy of like when we start a job and we kind of know what the right answer is, but it's like we're sort of skeptical or hesitant. I haven't done it. I don't know. I don't want to just run with that. And then all of a sudden it's like I didn't do what I was supposed to do, or it backfired and it blew up in my face. But then when we like been there for like, let's say we watch someone that's been there for 10 years and they're just like flowing endlessly, customer comes in, asks them something like here, they're able to know where everything is, where to go, like all that stuff comes in time. So it's talking about like time learned will allow you to tap into this experience of self. However, you already have an innate thing within you here that's capable of driving this, birthing this endeavor. Okay, this endeavor. And it's saying don't limit yourself to that in which you feel is outside of your wheelhouse, so you can't. It's like, maybe we have a dream, of a business, but it's like, but I've never worked with like websites or running my own platform, or and so we have everything sort of like, let's just keep it easy. I have a t-shirt business that I know, and I want to be running with this t-shirt business, but I haven't ran social media. And it's like, but we know in order for the business to be successful, it like needs a media head, or it needs like a social media page, or it needs something that maybe we're not sure we can sort of roll out or do, or we haven't done before. And it could be very discouraging, especially when we're like, but we know that we are really wanting that shirt business. But it's like, this day and age, if you don't have a social media, it's like, how would I advertise? Like, how would I compete with all the other businesses, So one, it's saying whatever you are having to do to align yourself to that in which your business or your dream needs, you're going to get it done. Not because you're well read and you got to intellectually sort of study that thing, but because your fire and your passion for that in which you want is going to drive you to build this business or build this empire. Really, at the end of the day, with the emperor, I feel you're building some form of empire here. And we can't just say it's just me sort of alone, but I feel like Spirit is going to send to you all the resources, all the experience, everything, even if you are unfamiliar with that and which is being handed to you. It's saying, trust that at that moment in time, the decisions that you make with what it is that you do know are all leading to the foundation. So, for example, if we screw up or something just didn't work, it's like, it's actually a blessing because it's showing you something else, and then something else unfolds as a result. It leads you to another path and another one. And it's saying that groundwork, that foundation, those failures or those slip-ups or those, oh, I can't believe I tried that, I shouldn't. It's like, no, don't say shouldn't, say good. Now that I've seen that didn't work, or that was limiting, or that seemed to be a waste of money, or that, then it's like, whoa, now I know what my business needs. It's all putting everything into perspective. And I feel like Spirit is saying it's like bigger than you can imagine here. Okay, because I asked what it is that you want. I feel what you want is just the tip of the iceberg to how massive this thing can be, is how it's coming through here. It's like you couldn't even dream of the possibilities, and we read some of that here, of once it's up and running, of how amazing and surreal this experience might be for you, And because it feels so big and it feels so real and it feels very connected, it's like, I don't want to waste time, maybe laying a foundation elsewhere, or investing in the disappointments, or feeding failure. And it's saying, like, this is really important here. Okay, let's say we always wanted to be a singer, but we worked at the pizza shop. And not that there's anything wrong with the pizza shop, but it's saying at the pizza shop, all the things that you're experiencing there is the foundation to being the singer, because you might learn certain things there for sure that are creating this fire intuition within you. So it keeps stacking on itself, because I feel like Spirit is really saying, like, you're going to align to your purpose. And you might think, well, the longer I'm here at this pizza shop, or the longer I'm here at this non-direct path, I'm blocking my path. I'm wasting time. I'm building some other future. I'm investing somewhere else. And it's like, no, you're not. You're investing in the foundation. It might not be the direct path. And it's like this because you need whatever skill that is. And all of these skills are going to then allow you to build this thing. Because I feel your heart really calls to this thing. I feel like you're a high creator, like creative person. It feels like it's in the creative arts, however this thing is. Like I said, for all you guys, it is different. So you might be questioning, like, would it even be successful? Am I going to make money? Is it going to be like a short-lived sort of passion, and then it fizzles out because they're like, well, it's just a side hustle, side hobby. It didn't pay the bill. It wasn't sustainable. I couldn't, like have my kids sort of graduate on it, or it didn't pay the bill, and like it fizzled out, or nobody bought those shirts no more. It was just a fad. Like, I don't know. We could tell ourselves all of those things, and it's saying, no, this thing is a thing here that will succeed, that will lay the foundation. Everything you are doing is laying this foundation. This is something you can be very successful at, something that will give you monetary gain, something you can really invest in, something you could really grow, something that's going to align you with the right community. The right people will support you. The support is here. The flow will happen. Like, it feels like you're in charge of this thing, you're really giving life to this beautiful thing, and you're like the one that's sort of making it happen. Of course, now we're not the ego, we're not that identity, but the one, because it's like, it feels like it's the spirit, your calling, your divine path, and it's you that's acting it out. You're experiencing the unfolding of this thing as the divine is sort of living through you to create this thing. And so you're the one, the vessel one here that's manifesting this thing. The creative build is through you. The creative fire is through you. The passion you feel for this thing, or the moves you make, is through you. And it's going to help you build this thing. And there might be times where you feel like, I don't know just yet, or it's requiring me to do certain things that I don't. Like I said, I use the social media, if you've never done like a social media campaign or something, it's like, that's it, this dream's dead in the water, or it's going to be the death of this thing, or it's the one thing that doesn't work, or it's like, no, don't give up. The fire in which you have the dream, the possibility of this thing like happening, is going to be enough for you to overcome and work through whatever that is in order to align this thing. And once you do that, it's like, whoa, I overcame what I thought I couldn't. It's another leg in this sturdy foundation. It's another cog in the wheel, and the more you sort of build on it, I think the stronger this build is. Okay. Yeah, it feels like your experience, regardless of, like I said, if you're indirectly sort of involved, maybe you're not doing exactly what you wanted, but you're sort of indirectly involved. So it's like, I really want to be a singer, but I just like work behind the scenes, like at a concert hall or something, like, it might seem like it's not building your future, but it is. It's saying it is. And it's like, keep investing there. Like, don't be discouraged and just be like, well, I got to be already there. I got to feed the direct thing. It's like, no, you are feeding the direct thing indirectly, but this is required because it needs this know-how, this experience. And then when you're sort of at your peak of it, you've done from the ground up. You've done that in which you're required to know and do, so you can make these judgment calls, so you can have this experience. I think you profoundly already know like the path you're on. I feel like you can see it. You see it. And you're right about it. But the thing you might doubt is, but can I succeed in it, or can I maintain it, or am I doing that right now, or am I doing something to divert it, or am I just investing somewhere else and I need to be refocused, or we could put a lot of pressure on this and it's exhausting. It's like, no, you're exactly where you need to be. No, if it's indirect, that's fine. No, this is for you. No one can steal what's for you. Your destined path is for you. It can't be robbed from you. There is no waste of time. There is nothing here, and you might think, well, am I aligned? Am I, I don't know, all the doubts we can have, It's saying, just see your vision, know that it is possible. It'll be this thing that like gets birthed into this world, bigger than you could possibly ever imagine. Yeah, and the promise of it, like I said, like really being successful here, not just for the sake of experience, but real success, real foundation. So let's do another round here, because what we're going to ask is then how do we get it, how do we attain what it is that we want here? And it feels to me like it's just saying like how not to sort of struggle while you get there because you're already on this path. So Spirit, pile number 4, what do they need to do then? What are they being called to do to get what they want? What energy are they being called to maintain or to develop in order for them to align with that in which they want? Clear and concise message for pile number 4. What are they being called to do? Understand, maintain. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Wow, this is some brutal Queen of Swords. Oh, she chopped off that head. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Pile number 4. What can they do to attain this dream, what they want? What can they do? Guidance, advice. 9 wands. 9 pentacles. Jeez. Queen of Swords in the reverse. 9 cups. 99 is a master number. Being the change you wish to see and helping humanity release what no longer works. King of Cups in the reverse. A Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Clarified by Temperance, Sagittarius energy. There's that fire again. Okay. 3 swords clarified by the Knight of Cups. And then we have 2 swords. Under the 9 pentacles, we have the 10 swords. Okay. Wow. What is it you're being asked to do? Okay. I think pile number 4, you might be your worst enemy, you know? You maybe even know this thing. Because I feel like there is this ability for you to be completely emotionally satisfied. But I feel like what you're experiencing could be kind of like this sabotage energy. It could be really like impacting even like your, I want to say your confidence in yourself to get to where you want to go. It's really talking about not allowing people, places, things to have so much impact over your belief in yourself and your decisions that you make in your world. So much so that it like holds your future hostage. You know, it's like if you really, really, really saw the vision of what you want, what you do, and you know that it's for you, you could give all of this power away to what you're experiencing and say, because of this, whatever the reason is, or because of the circumstance, or because of this experience, or because of fill in the blank, therefore, it won't happen. Therefore, I'm experiencing this sort of thing that's like opposite of this dream. And so then we could really think the dream is not going to happen. The dream is just a dream. This thing is threatening this. My experience has all the power. And we give our power away to this thing. It's saying there's a need to remain grounded, balanced, and patient. And I know we don't like patience, but really it's the patience in ourselves to say whatever it is you are experiencing, no matter how threatening it may seem. It's like, no, it doesn't threaten the end build of this thing. The end build of this thing is for you. It's going to manifest. But what you are experiencing in that moment could be, oh my gosh, like I always had all this like this money riding on this sort of way that it would work, or this sort of understanding I had, you know? And then when the rug gets pulled, because that person didn't fall through, that contract didn't land, this other thing now took it sideways. I thought it was supposed to unfold, and then it didn't. It's like, I can't even see a possibility of this folding any other way but that. It's like, no, there is. There is. And it's like this by design, because it might close doors. It might close doors. Like we might really think we know the path, and then assign ourselves to that path, and then it's not working, and then something else happens, and then we get sidetracked, and then that door closes, and it's like, I guess it wasn't meant to be. I guess I just won't even focus on it. I guess I gotta just throw it all away and write a whole new book. It's like, no. It meant that the book was meant to be written in a different way. It means that you were meant to get there in a different way. It means that the vision that you have is there still, but the steps and how to get there is being asked of you to do different. And you might feel very discouraged, because I feel like the discouragement comes from, like, I can only imagine, like we have an idea of the book. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get the paper or whatever. I don't know. The right pen. It's going to be glitter book, and it's going to have this sort of a picture. Like, we, as an artist, we have the vision, and then we get out of bed, we get early, it's all and then we go to the store, and it's like, what do you mean you don't have this paper and this glitter and this pen? And as we go to the next store, and it's like, they're like, no, that was like, I don't know, 2022 did way with that thing, It's like, yeah, but the book was all around this pen and this glitter and this paper, like, and they're like, no, like, you have to go, I don't know, write it online or use this typewriter. I don't know, something where it's like, well, that's not the vision. That's not the vision. That's not the vision. And we can really get stuck. And it's like, no, we can't make it the glitter and the pen, no matter how much we try. Now, this doesn't mean throw out your vision and say, well, this book, was it meant to be? I throw it all away. It's like, no, you're having the spark, you're having the vision. It's birthing this thing. And we might have not have envisioned the typewriter or the way it was going to go about. And we could just scrap it. It's like, no, don't scrap it, and don't be discouraged. This doesn't mean just fold at the first, shop because they didn't have your glitter pen and your vision. But it's like, you have the vision, but it's going to morph 10 ways from Sunday. And you will come across the obstacles that appear like now your vision's compromised, or now it can't go this way, and say, wow, what a blessing, because now my book was meant to be different, and there was going to be a new thing that I'd experience or see, that it could make it more of what it actually is supposed to be. We don't know what the divine unfolding is here, but I feel like you might have those experiences and then freeze. Throw out the book, throw out the idea, never mind this thing. I feel like the universe is telling me to stop, or I got really discouraged because my account got blocked and my tickets got canceled, and the rental space that I thought I would get is no longer available, or the producer declined, or they went out of business. And it's like, or now I have to go through this social media platform, and it's like, and we could really be the ones that are sort of cutting ourselves at the knees. It's saying, you are in a position to make this happen. You also have the flexibility and the resilience and the passion and the belief in this thing and the desire to aim towards this, making this thing a reality. It will emotionally and practically, like we saw in the other round, develop to something that feels very fulfilling for you. Regardless of how you thought it was going to be, the end result is that in which you're wanting to experience. What you want to experience is for you, and it's going to unfold. And it's going to look a lot different than that in which your first spark of idea is. So it's saying, in the meantime, be patient, be flexible, work with what is there. Don't force things so much. That doesn't mean don't be driven, but don't get so fixed that it has to go that way. And then it's like, burn it all to the ground, throw it out because it wasn't the thing. It's like, no, flexible enough to say, I have drive, I have vision. I'm not throwing this out. This thing might have not have worked the way that I wanted. I might have to scrap that part of it, but now I can morph into a different sort of piggybacking on this idea and add to that and add to that. And at the end of it, I think you end up building this thing you couldn't even possibly imagine. And I do feel, like I said, with the card layout 37, 38, like succession, I feel it's something that's going to be step by step unfolding, patience, patience with yourself, patience with the process, patience with the changes. And then when we do experience setbacks, when we do experience things where we're like, now what, it's like, these are the times of resilience. These are the times of like saying, this is a blessing. This is trying to put me maybe in a different path. This isn't saying give up on my dream or it won't happen. This is saying what has sparked within me differently as a result of this shift or this change. Yes, it might be not what I thought or it's disappointed, but instead of like looking at how it didn't work and now this dream is lost, it's like what sparked as a result of this new insight. What's a different way I could go about it? What now could be a potential, if I can't fly there, what is local? Maybe it's a local idea. Yeah, not flying all the way to Zimbabwe, like, what comes of this spark of this disappointment? So you could really be like having a beautiful vision, and it's like, anything could sort of make it not be. It's like, no, it's saying the logistics of it, be flexible. The universe is working with you. You will create this thing. And you might say, well, I really wanted it to be, let's say, Zimbabwe, but it's local. And that's like, it takes away it's saying, it's like, no, remember the story I read in this thing. You're going to look at this thing and say, wow, it couldn't have been any better. There couldn't have been a way that this would have manifested any other way but the way that it did. It's beautiful here. It really is. But I feel like there's a lot of you having to really know how to manage those times where disappointment is real, where dead ends seem like real dead ends, where you were really challenged with just scrapping the idea or losing your fire, your because it's like, it took away my wind, it took away my fire, it took away my momentum, my trust, my belief. And it's like, I just don't even, don't want to do it anymore. Like, no, don't buy into that. Yeah, you could be discouraged for sure, but don't keep feeding it and then not sleeping on your dream. Okay, don't sleep on your dream. It's beautiful. I feel like you are going to grow this thing. And it's saying the only things you're releasing here is doubt. The only thing you're releasing is like maybe the fixed understanding of how it needs to go. Okay, you do seem very creative, so I'd like to hear what you're putting together. It seems beautiful. Take your time, have patience with yourself, be open and really like work with what is available to you, because I think that's the ingredient that's going to make this thing even more special rather than the perceived sort of vision. It's like perceived is great, but that in which it becomes is even more beautiful. It's even more powerful. It's even more real. And it's like using what is available to you. It's like, whoa, yes, this is the stuff, Okay, pile number 4. This is your reading. I hope that this helped you and bless you. Thank you so much for your contribution here to the collective. It seems very beautiful. All right, I'll see you the next one. All right, bye-bye.